Hello, everybody. Before we go in, I want to see a bunch of you guys coming in 1 second because I want to address something silly that I did. That I'm gonna avoid doing from now on because it felt icky at the time. Autistically, I couldn't stop, but I am gonna stop now. I'm just gonna wait for a little bit and then we go to our usual place to Vib to start. Yeah, how many people do we have here? What's up, Brett? What's up, Salad Fogel? Hello, Marissa. Hello, Martin. And Twisted. So that's, I don't know, 5 people. I don't know, spread the word or whatever, or just like, just to the little people. How you didn't unsubscribe? Yeah, the little people that are here, we just can have the discussion on that. 1 sec, I think somebody's at the door. 1 sec. Sorry about that. If there was somebody at the door, they're not at my door anymore. Anyways, yeah, last week, no, not last week, on Wednesday, I was using this term that I made up called meet Tourette's. And I was also like mimicking what Tourette's looks like and inserting like meat eater claims into it. And it just seems like insensitive to people who have actual Tourette's. So I'm gonna apologize and I'm gonna stop doing it. I was just like really pissed off that day. I don't know if you guys noticed, I had like 0 patience. But I was using it before that as well. I'm just gonna stop. From now on, I'm gonna use meat incontinence. Right? Is that the right term? I think so. And I don't think that's like meat incontinence. Incontinence. Yeah. So I don't think that's like offensive to anybody because it can be described metaphorically without like actually, like harming people who don't deserve it, right? Basically, because meat incontinence, I think, incontinence is something that we're all gonna reach one day, right? We're all gonna not control our bowels, and just meat incontinence will get you there faster as well. So that's what I'm gonna go with, meat incontinence. So somebody who truly can't hold it in them to tell us that they love bacon. I do have a term from the past called hyper bacon though. Hyper bacon though is a term. Bible says mercy over judgment. Yeah, well, yeah. I just wanted to make sure I'm not like being icky. People with Tourette's don't deserve my vengeance,
Plugging, especially the lens.
Okay, how does that work? What is the equipment that a bull has to have on them?
So there is a like wooden block between what do you call it, like the neck part, yeah, from the back, and yeah, there is a system. I mean, yeah.
Does the bull go directly to it and say, "Hook me up to this"? Alex?
No, it doesn't say.
Oh, okay. So does the human force them to be in that position?
Weird.
Humans don't. I mean, that's true. Humans do force it, but the thing is that.
Okay, so then it's slavery.
I mean, yeah, you're right, maybe. But the thing is that everything is happening. Hello?
Holy shit!
Go on.
Listen,
Sorry.
as a human, okay, we are taking help from them. So there is not a crime, I think. And that's
It's not
happening.
a legal crime.
That's last week's prediction right there, but holy shit.
So do you think, like, for a human, is it possible to like
Last one,
12
please.
acres of land without any machine, without anything?
Yeah, they can use a tractor
No, imagine if there's
or a
nothing.
plowing machine.
And
Oh, imagine if you live on a Mars where you only breathe using nitrogen and you need to use animals. Like, bro, what the fuck are you talking about now?
Yeah, that's not the situation you're in. You have availability of different tools.
No need to
I
talk
mean,
about
I don't have any answer to you right now.
Mhm.
Actually, you need to feel that. You need to love the cows as well. So yeah, in that way, it's gonna work.
Yeah, you love them like you love them slaves. The minute that they no longer can produce their work, the minute that they no longer do their work, what happens? Oh, you
No,
take them out in the back and shoot them in the head. Or, wait a minute, no, you sell them to somebody to do that so that you don't feel bad about your choice.
no, that's not true. That's not true, man. It depends on
No,
the
okay.
people taking care of them.
So what happens if a bull breaks their leg?
We talk about doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
What
Liar.
happens if the leg cannot be fixed? At least definitely not in a way where they can start plowing ever.
He
If they
can
can no
rest.
longer be used for plowing,
Yeah.
what happens to the bull?
He can rest.
Okay. And how much does a bull eat per day?
Maybe. I mean, we
Oh,
feed
you're
them
not
like
a farmer.
the
Liar.
stuff, I guess.
Liar.
Yeah,
Mostly
they eat
because they
between 20, 30, depends on the breed. But Alex, are
Yeah.
you rich?
I mean, we are middle class family, not rich.
Well, it sounds like you're rich because if you're saying for 24 years, that means 24 times 365 times 10, you're going to be feeding an animal
Okay.
85 tons of food
And listen.
without that animal providing you with anything because they can't plow and they can't make milk.
Listen to me. And if you don't want to
Liar.
take care of them, you can just provide them to Goshala, which is like a cow shelters run by the many
Liar.
NGOs.
Oh, that's
So you
cool.
can give it to them and they will take care of you. Or
Yeah,
you just need to give them a payment.
It kind
And
of
money.
sounds like, oh, you don't have any use for me? Okay, get the fuck out. Go somewhere there. Go. Bye bye.
Well, wait a minute.
No,
Because
I don't mean that. I mean, if you don't want to do, if you don't have enough time, then you can give to them and you can just give them payments every month and they will take care of them.
So
yeah,
what I'm kind of hearing is like basically it's not as simple as either the cow does everything that I need him to do or I just fucking kill him. In your case, you want to actually take care of them and keep them, but even if you couldn't, it still wouldn't go to killing them because you have other options. Is that what I'm
Yeah.
hearing?
well, that's what
That
he's
makes sense.
claiming. It doesn't mean it's true. Because at the same time, Alex said they don't control the breeding process, but then we found out later that they do. At the same time, they said we don't take the baby away from the mother, but then we found out that the baby doesn't drink as much milk as they need to, because they need to take some of the milk.
Yeah, Alex is
Then
a
we found
liar. Liar. No farmer talks like this. Farmers know exactly how much the animals eat. Somebody who doesn't know how much a bull eats is not a fucking farmer.
Listen to me. Listen to me.
No,
The
why?
thing is that-
You're a liar. Why would they listen to you? You're a fucking liar. You go to a supermarket and you get milk from that. Don't lie. Stop lying.
Yeah,
Listen to me.
it sounds
The
that
thing
way
is that
for sure.
we have farms but that doesn't mean I'm gonna milk them every day.
So you don't have a farm.
Yeah.
We have a farm, but I don't do that. I'm a student. I live in my house.
Okay, so you don't know the process then.
Sometimes, like it depends. Like once in a month.
Depends.
But Alex, Alex, what we're trying to explain to you is that, I also didn't know the process when I lived with my grandmother. Because they do it in a way that it seems inconspicuous. But it doesn't mean that the process is. Because also, a lot of the times, by the way, they lie to themselves. Farmers lie to themselves constantly. Because if they called the things that they do to animals for what they really are, they would feel bad about their choices. So they use euphemisms, they use different words, and when they tell you the story, they, embellish it to make it sound better. But in reality, it's all the same. The bulls are separated from the females so that
Guys, I've been working out. I've been pumped as fuck.
the females are used to produce milk. The babies, well, we'll see if they're useful or not. Some of them will be killed if they're not useful and we cannot feed them, and some of them will be sold to a different farm. That's essentially what happens, Alex. Maybe you aren't aware of it, but that's what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, you may be right. I'm not gonna deny it. But the thing is actually,
Liar.
yeah, very simple. Okay, it depends on the families, I support the veganism, but the thing is that many people
Liar.
cannot afford it. To be
Fucking
honest.
It sounds to
liar.
me like you can afford to pay these cows. You even said that if a
Listen,
bull
listen
is
to
no
me.
longer useful, you
No,
pay
no,
to put them
no,
to
no.
live somewhere else. So you have enough money to pay to feed all these animals, but you don't have enough money to feed yourself.
I'm not talking about me, man. I'm talking about other families.
But
Liar.
let's not talk
God
about them,
give-
Alex, because we can't speak for others. Everyone is responsible for their own choices.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, so Alex, you're responsible for your own choice. It's not other farmers who are responsible for you consuming dairy products. You're responsible for the fact that you consume dairy products. For the fact that when you consume these dairy products, cows are very much in.
What's up, Will Smith? I'm so glad that you are capable of eating. Thank you for letting me know. We have a new name for what you just did, and it's called meat incontinence. So meat incontinence is when no matter what is happening in the conversation right now, a meat eater comes into the chat and starts talking about eating meat. So you can't help yourself. It just pours out of you like fucking diarrhea. So thank you for letting us know that you have diarrhea right now. But how about interacting with the actual points that are going on in the conversation? Can you put on a diaper and...
Well, but the thing is that, that's happening and you can't change it. So that's the thing. Why everything
Yes, you
everyone is
can.
silent on it.
Yes, you can. The reason why it happens is because you participate in it.
What's up, VJ?
It's definitely one of those like
Well.
it's like it's sort of like, I guess it's like murder or lying or whatever, like it's always gonna happen, but normally we don't say, well, it's happening, whatever.
No, it's
You
not
know what I mean?
ever
Like,
going to happen, Sastra. That's not true. And I
Wait,
don't
what?
know. That's not true. It's
Wait,
always
what's
it's not always going to happen.
what's not always gonna happen? Lying?
No,
And
exploitation,
Yeah, in
abuse, and
English,
slaughter
like-
of sentient beings. Some sentient beings will
Cheap as
always be
that.
exploited,
Vegan
sure,
here.
but it's not always going to happen. It's not like saying, "Oh,
Will, you want to come in and have a discussion with me and Vegan Gays on my server? You're welcome to do so. It sounds like, but like no diarrhea, okay? Just like talk like a normal person. How about that? Would you like me to give you a link for that? Let me just close that. We don't need to save that. That's done. Where is my Discord server? There is my Discord server. So, Will, if you can control your meat diarrhea, you're welcome to come in and have a discussion with me like a normal person. Yeah.
stop all the bad all over the world. We just kind of try to be good so that there's less bad. It's not like either 0 or 1. It's more like 0 or a billion, and like there's some number there of like a balance of good and evil type
join.
deal. You know what I mean?
Can't help yourself, VG.
the problem with this type of like."
Oh, I was asking Alex. Sorry,
Oh, sorry.
I wanted to hear Alex's opinion.
It's this person.
Mhm.
Uh,
Non-vegan.
Like,
Yeah,
So story is not
do you
vegan.
understand that, or do I need to paraphrase?
I have
I need
this
to
one.
repeat that again.
So basically, earlier you said it's not like it's gonna stop, right?
Uh,
Yeah.
Actually.
So let's say I agree with that logic, which I mean, there's still hope, but like, let's say that that's true. Um, we don't do the right thing with the intention of like we don't expect every bad thing to stop. Like the reason why I don't lie is because the less I lie, the better. The reason why I try not to be mean to people is because the less mean I am, the better. It's not like, oh, I'm just gonna. Well, people lie all the time. I might as well lie, right? Like just because it's happening in the world doesn't mean that like we all have to participate in it. Does that kind of make sense?
I think so.
Yeah. It's like it's kind of just like any other
It's a
kind
preach.
of like bad thing. Um
But
you know,
Sasper, I'm confused.
try
Are
to-
you vegan?
I'm like vegan curious.
So you're not
Um,
vegan?
Yeah, I would say if yes or no, the answer is just no.
So what makes it okay to exploit innocent animals, according to you?
I don't think it is. I think that I'm wrong to like eat meat and not be vegan.
Okay, so you consume even meat. Okay, so you're in a position where you're doing something wrong. Why continue doing it?
I don't know the logistics of doing it, yeah, basically I just like I don't know how to not. It's more a matter of like I guess
Where do you
time to
live?
figure it out. I'd rather not say, but the
Yes,
location isn't
fair.
much of a problem. It's not like I live like
Do you
in a
do you
weird.
like need resources or something?
Yeah.
What was that?
Do you need resources to go vegan?
Yeah, I would say yeah, like that's probably the stage that I'm at. Like
Okay.
if I could do it, then yeah, I would just do it.
Wait, what
Well, I
do
mean,
Yeah,
like,
so
you know, I could do it, but like if I knew how to is probably a better wording.
have you ever heard of Challenge 22?
Challenge 22. No, I haven't.
Okay, so I'm gonna drop the link right here. Oh wait, VPM dropped the link with how to go vegan. But one of those things there is called Challenge 22. I'm not sure if it's there. Yes, it is.
Course it
And
is.
they literally for 22 days they send you recipes. They put you in a WhatsApp group or Facebook.
Will, if you're not gonna come in and have a discussion with me, if you're gonna continue ignoring me when I asked you, would you like to come in and have a discussion? And I pasted the link in the chat. And then there is nothing coming from you to actually, answer my question. Would you like to come in and have a discussion? Can you control your diarrhea and come in and have a discussion? And there is nothing there. So when somebody ignores me in the chat, I think it's absolutely fucking reasonable to just like not allowing them to have a discussion in the chat until they either come in and have a discussion with me or fuck off into the oblivion, right? So would you like, let me really, really spell it out. And if the next thing you write doesn't address my actual question, then we're going to have an issue, right? Can you control your diarrhea enough to have a conversation? I don't think they're listening. Would you like to come talk to me in VC? Right, in case I'm muted, which is a totally reasonable thing to do when you come and watch a live stream, right? Watching a live stream of just like my face emoting, it's just like, it's nice, but I don't know. I've never watched a silent live stream that wasn't accidentally silent. So it's really, really a weird concept to me. So in case now we are turning on the sound, Will, if you're not answering my question, the next thing that you're writing in my chat is going to be your last. Yeah. I hope that's clear.
Versions of stuff is really expensive. So like it's like the difference between like buying gluten-free bread versus just having rice. I feel like that's like usually like if it says vegan on if it's like selling itself as a vegan product, sometimes they overcharge it, but you can just buy things that you know are vegan anyway that aren't like
Well,
like yeah, go ahead.
so tofu and soy chunks are cheap almost everywhere. I remember that
Yeah.
being like, and those are obviously vegan and they're high in protein, and you can just marinate them in whatever, and they'll just take that taste.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fair claim, Twisted TP, but why the fuck would I keep a 15-year-old in my chat as well?
And you can find it at Costco, if I'm not
Who
mistaken.
has like meat diarrhea coming out of their keyboard? Why?
Like $12 or something like that.
What's up, Ben?
That's really cool. I can't, unfortunately, I'm allergic to tofu, so that's another one of the logistics problems is
Like soy or?
yeah, soy.
Okay, well then Challenge 22, they'll help you with that because they also have a dietitian there and they can help you with all that.
That's really cool. I'm gonna join their Facebook group right now.
Nice.
Yeah. There's and I don't expect people to like solve this problem now. I'm just kind of yapping about like what the obstacles are for me. Just give people.
There's also there's tofu made out of different things, by the way. Like you can also make it yourself out of beans or lentils or chickpeas, stuff like that.
Oh fuck yeah! Oh wait a minute! Oh, that I didn't know actually.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know, and it's
awesome?
fairly simple too. You just gotta soak them and blend them, something like that.
Yeah. The main two issues for me have been the first thing is allergies. I haven't been to an allergist yet, but we know of at least 12.
Bro, allergies are brutal, man. I'm like really being punched in the face and in the nuts with allergies lately. Really, really sucks. And I'm so medicated against it as well. I'm still killing
really
me.
just like cook
Holy
stuff.
shit.
But I mean like.
So, Will, you are not answering my question. So I gave plenty of warnings. So now I'm putting you in timeout. Putting you in timeout. Timeout for ignoring my question. And then I'll tag you. Because
How do
I don't know if we've noticed, patience is not a virtue of mine at the moment. There is no patience virtue in this virtue postmortem universe right now.
You can, because you said you don't have a functional kitchen, but you have a rice cooker. So I'm not sure exactly what you have available, but there's also, in US also, you can find frozen meals ready-made, and you can just pop them in a pan, and that's it.
Yeah, that was my first go about it, but
Not
everything
today.
has either wheat, soy, or corn.
It hurts as well.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, it always comes back to that. Like,
well, maybe you have Huel. You might have Huel. I'm not sure if Huel is in the US.
Yeah, actually, I did have Huel for a little while. I don't know why I stopped with Huel.
So Huel now has these. Oh, but they have this rice stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure about the allergens. You need to check. But they have these ready-made meals also. So I only say this because regardless of what Challenge 22 is going to provide or what you're going to eat, it's still good to always have like, a fast, no hassle meal.
Yeah. And Huel, I do remember Huel was... I kind of didn't like how it made my body feel. But I mean, I can eat more than one thing. I think I was like eating too much Huel. Maybe if I have a little less of it.
Huel is so gross. I don't know how people eat it. VG, how the fuck do you eat that shit? Sorry, maybe it was just like me tasting something for the first time. Let me not like condemn the thing. Maybe I'll try it the second time and then I'll get used to it.
It was the only thing I was eating, so.
Yeah. So do you? So obviously you have a little bit more difficulty, I guess, because you're allergic to soy and wheat, as you said, and other stuff. But
soy and wheat, Jesus.
Do you think? Do you understand the urgency of you going vegan?
Probably not. Yeah, I would say I
Do
probably.
you understand this? Do you understand this idea that as long as you're not vegan, every time you purchase a product, you demand
I'm
that an
tired
animal
of
gets exploited for
vegans.
you?
Basically, like in other words, like I'm buying into and like incentivizing and literally rewarding like cruelty to
Demanding.
animals every yeah.
Yeah. The reason why I use
How do
this word is
Head.
because it's the one
It's
that
like a
doesn't cut
headache right
corners.
there.
It's the reality, right? It's the demand that is the issue. You demanding this to happen to animals. Because if you find an animal product on the
Yeah, the powder is cheaper. TVP is even cheaper and has like shitload of fiber in it. TVP is like really truly for the win. I'm not sure why we are not like. Well, I know why we're not putting TVP on a pedestal. We don't want it to become more expensive, right? Because it's like the cheapest food on earth, has more protein than beef per calorie, way more, like 10 grams more. And I just had some in my morning oatmeal. So oatmeal, a little bit of soy milk, and then like mixed with water. I don't like just soy milk; it's too creamy for me. And then like a tablespoon of peanut butter, a bunch of soy chunks, like 2 handfuls, and then blueberries and banana and a little bit of date syrup. I call it date honey, but people get triggered by it a little bit. It's what we call it, date honey. But yeah, just a bunch of that. 3 minutes in the microwave. Absolutely delicious. And it's like shitload of protein. I didn't have a chance to eat any protein after, or anything actually, after working out last night. And so it was like a compensatory meal. I think Tone said it's like, ends up being like a shitload of protein just by putting a handful of it into oats. So textured vegetable protein is like truly, truly for the win. I think I'm really, truly considering it, making a different, another channel where I just cook with TVP, cook and bake and shit. But I'm just like, I don't know. I don't think I'm a good enough cook for like a channel. And also like aesthetically, I would probably fall not onto into pop, because you know my kitchen is old and it looks a little dirty because it's old, and also because it's a little dirty. So I wouldn't do that. I don't know, but I'm like really considering it. If somebody's like starts glorifying textured vegetable protein, including talking about how much protein is in it, it's really good idea, really.
the difference will be very small, right? Very, very small, almost negligible compared to the 90 billion land animals that we exploit every year. So you can say, well, it's nothing because it's just a drop in the sea of water. But that choice that you're making could mean one extra animal gets exploited. And, you know, they deserve to live also. Even if it's just one out of 80 billion, you know, you're one person out of 8 billion. You wouldn't want anybody to just say, well, we have 8 billion people, might as well exploit this person. Right? Like we have to think of them as the individuals that they are.
Yeah, and I'd be really curious to find a way of maybe making it a little bit more clear how much difference like one person can make.
It's up to 100
That
animals per year. Well, not up to, it's around 100 animals per year because it depends on how much you consume.
Yeah, around. That's pretty, yeah, that's pretty big. The other question that I'm curious about, so hold on, I'm gonna write this one down too. Per year, approximately about 100 animals per year for each person.
Oh, I had it somewhere. Let's see if I remember where I put it.
Yeah, I'd be curious how, and this would be a really big project that probably goes over my head. But I'd be curious to see like for example like how far a single dollar goes, or like per dollar or whatever, like I don't know if that makes sense, but like I'm curious how we can quantify, like all the different ways that we can quantify this sort of change.
Like you mean the financial? Yeah, go on, Vivian. Sorry.
No, I'm just asking. I was asking the same thing. I was asking a clarifying question. Do you mean like how much a vegan would save or by going on a plant-based diet, or do you mean like how much each dollar kills how many animals or something like that?
Kind of more like the second thing. I guess like there are a lot of
Like, would it matter
Yeah,
if you
yeah,
can
no, like
avoid
the
all of it? Like, if you can avoid putting your dollar to exploitation and slaughter of animals, does it matter if, like, there is like 1/3 of an animal killed per $1 when you can avoid even doing that?
It matters not ethically, but like I guess like for messaging and like for understanding the weight. Like the thing that spawned this idea was like the thing that seems to be the biggest obstacle for people. One of the things is just not really understanding the scale. And it can feel a little, what's the word? It can feel a little abstract to know that like, oh yeah, you're doing something a little better. Like when people are like, people feel pretty like powerless, and they feel like anything that we do at all is bad one way or another. Like if I leave my light on, it's probably bad for somebody somewhere. If I like buy anything from Walmart, right? I'm demanding people to be exploited, blah 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 blah, right? So like it's good to have like a number so that people can like
I
picture
have
it in their mind a
see
little bit easier.
I have
sense.
seen some index of this. I think eggs is pretty high up on that. Has anyone else seen? There's like a graph with is it? I'm not sure exactly what it's measuring, but it's measuring something similar to what you're speaking of.
Oh, that sounds cool.
So,
Let me see. Can I send it to you if I find it?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't have it right like it. I'm not sure where I saw this, so I might not be able to find it immediately. I don't know what to search for, but
yeah, so
I've
I
seen
put
something similar to this. Yeah.
Yeah, I put something in the chat. This link actually makes this kind of utilitarian calculation. That like
cool.
even if you buy like one chicken, it could be that you, with that specific purchase, send 1,000 more chickens into a slaughterhouse, something like that. It's been a while since I've read it, but
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
yeah. So you're gonna have to, break the law. I hope you know how to break the law to find this kind of things. Because it's like
Yeah.
not available, you're gonna have to go to Sci-Hub for that.
Right.
Yeah.
Objections. And even just seeing the abstract is pretty good too. But it would be nice to have
Yeah.
like the raw numbers and stuff. This is really cool. Thanks.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh, we do see a lot of numbers even. Oh, sweet.
I think it's important to remember as well, as we're killing like trillions upon trillions of animals as time goes by, like getting exact numbers, I would go as far as to say it's teetering on logical, like physical impossibility. Like, I don't know how
Yeah.
the scale is gargantuan,
Yeah, it wouldn't be it would probably be like the second you get a number, it'll probably be a little bit outdated, but at least you could say based on this evidence, blah 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 blah, seems like approximately blah 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 blah.
Money, Michael.
You know, some good approximations is better than nothing. Yeah, this dude's got a lot of stuff. This is really good.
Yeah, it's a good paper. I find it a little unintuitive because I'm not a utilitarian. I'm like, I can just avoid all of it. So, like, why? But, for people who are a bit more on the calculating side, that's a probably helpful resource.
Yeah, I think it also, I think this is one of the main bridges that kind of just for any behavior, like if if like in your head,
Mhm.
if you think that a decision isn't going to make a difference, then usually that behavior doesn't like actualize.
Mhm.
It'll become like an idea that people like agree with on paper, but if they don't think that it's going to actually change anything, like the cost benefit analysis, like the brain just doesn't do the action.
Yeah, I
So
agree,
I like
but
to be able to
yeah,
find ways to be like, hey, here's the, here it is. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I agree with you, but here's how I look at it, right? Because sometimes you just need to have like the final destination type of situation. That's where I usually look at it, the final destination, and not even like at my personal contribution right now. 0 vegans in the world versus 100 vegans in like 100% vegans in the world, those two worlds would look drastically different, right? So if vegans went from 1 to 2% in the world right now to 100% in the world, the world would be like incredible for the animals. So I'm looking forward. That's why I'm an activist as well, right? Because I'm working towards the 100% vegans in the world, right?
Yeah.
So it would be kind of weird, even if I thought that my personal consumption doesn't contribute anything right now, right? Which I don't think it's true. I would say, okay, well, the fact that I'm vegan and that I'm an activist and trying to make everybody vegan, I know that 100%, even 80% of vegans in the world would be drastically different. Like, it would be so much more peaceful, so much less environmental impact, and obviously so little animals bred into existence just to be enslaved and then slaughtered. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, pretty fucked.
Yeah.
Sastora, I linked you the paper, the actual paper, in the chat.
Oh, that's what that was? I clicked on
Yes.
it to like save it for later. Like, hell yeah, thanks.
Let me see what you're getting there, Dista. Oh yeah. Okay. So you broke the law for Sastora. Okay, cool.
Allegedly.
It's cool. It's eventually ethical, so it's okay.
Yeah.
Lock him up.
I don't know if it's against the law, but yeah, whatever. I mean,
But what?
what is...
Maybe it's against the moral law, but I don't care.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's against the moral law to keep research data private.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I work in research. I agree. Research should be. Well, here's the thing. There is like there are two sides to that. So sometimes the fact, like sometimes like open access research is like doing a lot of good in the world because then other researchers can, well, they can anyways. They can get to those papers. But like people who are outside of the research sphere can get to that information faster. They don't have to like believe the journalists who talk about those scientific papers because those are usually getting it wrong. But the other side is that people who are like inherently stupid and highly motivated can get to those papers and completely misinterpret them as well, right? So two sides to the same coin.
Oh, that's actually an interesting, like maybe in a way, the harder it is to get this stuff, sometimes the better.
Mm-hmm.
That's an interesting take, yeah.
The third side of it is everything that anybody ever says can be misinterpreted by people who are highly motivated to do the wrong thing. And so, like, I can say something right now, it could be, it often is, just purposefully misunderstood and misinterpreted, right? And I'm not even a researcher. So I don't know if we should act upon what the bad people are doing with the information that is given to us. You know.
Yeah, it's kind of like a what's the word? It's kind of like a, like, how do you want to set your smoke alarm or some shit? Like, do you want to catch all of the fires, but then sometimes like catch just a candle and deal with that, or do you want to maybe
none,
miss
yeah.
some fires and deal with it.
Yeah.
Risk
fair.
missing one fire or whatever.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, usually I that's kind of like not the best example because I feel like people really want to not let their house ever catch on fire, but usually my alarm is like a little bit more on the you don't want to punish everybody or you don't want to act based off of the bad guys type deal.
Yeah.
I kind of fuck with that.
So, Stora, do you mind if we move on to talking to other people? Since
Oh, go for it. Yeah, go for it.
But
yeah.
if you have
I'll
questions,
answer.
we're here. If you have like something you want to discuss, we're totally here. Like 24/7,
Yeah, go-
basically, this channel is working.
Yeah,
What's
go
up,
for it.
drums?
Everything.
Hello, drums. Oh, Osama is back. How nice. What's up, Rex?
Yo, hello. What's up?
Yeah, how you doing today, Osama?
Alhamdulillah, it's Eid today.
Yeah. Have you had a think about our discussion, which I don't remember, but I'm sure you did, right?
Yeah, of course I did. I did also research, and well, I was doing some research. Also, like talking with some people here. What's his name? TVFTA.
So do you
I
mind
said,
coming
let me
closer to the mic? It's kind of hard to understand you.
I said I done some research of searching and stuff. I think I ended up with conclusion is like it's like the difference between us is like I think we have internet. Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, why you have like don't know, high ping? Okay, then
We can still hear you. It's fine.
yeah, because I see the high ping. I thought you can.
Oh, don't worry.
It's
about
like
it.
we.
It's fine.
Yeah. It's like we have different moral view. This is a problem.
No.
Like what?
So you
This
haven't
is it.
had a think about it, huh?
Yeah, I searched it. I really searched like because like when I searched it, it's like I found everything is like let's say the cycle of life. It's need to be like this, like cycle of food chain is about same like animals is animals like we eat. I would say like we also like implant and we kill insects and stuff all stuff. It's all about. I don't know. This is what
Osama, let me ask you a question, right? So I'm sharing my screen right now. Imagine there are two possible worlds. World A, we exploit and slaughter animals for unnecessary stuff. World B, we don't exploit and slaughter animals for unnecessary stuff. In your opinion, in your moral stance, which one is more moral?
the second one.
Yeah. So you see, we do agree. You just like not acting on it.
Yes, I agree, of course.
Yeah. So do you think eating animals is necessary?
Eating animals? Yes, of course.
Okay.
That's-
So what
that's
is in animals that makes it necessary for you to eat?
It's like it's eaten the needs. How say, for example, if I kill it for fun or something, this is a
Sorry, can you
necessary.
please interact
Eaten-
with the actual question, Osama? What is it
Yes.
in the animal flesh and secretions that you need to eat? Otherwise, you'd die. That's what need means. Need means without it,
okay.
you die.
Yeah, but but we have two choices.
Sorry, can you
I would
answer my
say.
question? What is it in animal flesh or secretions that without you will die?
Nothing.
Nothing. So it's not necessary for you to eat animal flesh and secretions, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So you are exploiting and slaughtering animals for unnecessary stuff right now. This world, it's world A, where you exploit and slaughter animals for unnecessary stuff, is less moral, according to you, Osama, than the world where you don't exploit and slaughter animals for unnecessary stuff. So why are you immoral?
Yeah, but because like the animal is like so we have two choices. That doesn't make the other choices immoral. That's it. That's the thing. This is the
What do you
big
mean?
problem.
You said that world B is more moral. That means that world A in which you right now participate is less moral. So why are you acting immorally?
But also we can do the same question as you said, like
why are you acting immorally, Osama? According to you, just to remind you, according to you, world B, where we don't exploit and slaughter animals for unnecessary stuff, is more moral. So why are you acting immorally?
we can because I see both as food, because like also in, let's say, also in planting.
Sure, but the second world where you don't exploit and slaughter animals for unnecessary stuff, meaning you eat just the food that wasn't slaughtered, that would be more moral. So, but the fact that you see both as food, while also recognizing that exploiting and slaughtering animals for unnecessary food is morally wrong, then you are acting immorally, right? So why are you acting immorally?
Because I see them as a both food.
Then why do you think that world B is more moral?
Yeah, because this is, as how to say, the cycle of life. That's what.
Why do you see world B as more moral? I will repeat the question as many times as you need. Answer my direct questions, please, Osama. Don't veer into your own fucking mind. What was my question that I just asked?
Yeah, because we are.
What was my question?
Why? Sorry, why are you speaking like this? It's like like my mother. So like word B.
Yeah, I'm gonna beat you into submission until when you so that you start answering the actual questions. What was my last question?
Well, your question is like why you choose world B, because like it's for unnecessary like stuff. Yes.
Why do you think world B is more moral?
Because we are I would say we are not killing for unnecessary.
Yeah, so why do you continue doing immoral shit?
Yes, this is the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because like, yeah, this is the thing. The thing is like the moral, because like killing, I think I don't see eating food, because I think this is meant to be eaten. That's it. It's like
then why do you think those are contradictory statements, man? You're contradicting yourself. Do you understand, Osama? That you're contradicting yourself.
Yeah, sorry. So I just came to tell you this is this little phrase.
Osama, if I came to you, Osama, if I came to you and said 1 + 1 is both 2 and not 2, would you think I'm a smart person?
No.
No. So when you're saying it's both okay, morally okay, and not okay to exploit and slaughter animals for unnecessary stuff, should I think that you're a smart person?
Yeah, you know the problem is
what's the difference between those two?
I just came to tell you guys this is okay, because I know it's like unnecessary, but it's like I see it as a food. So it's like the moral thing I see, it's like as a food. I just came to say this, and no, let's just join it. I was not going to debate because like we're not going to end. They say so.
Have you decided you're never going to change, Osama? Have you decided you're going to be the same your entire life?
Yeah, for now, yes. Like this is
you're never going to change your entire life. You never, even if I present evidence to you, like hard evidence that you are absolutely wrong in everything that you are claiming, you're not going to change your mind. You're just going to continue saying the same shit as you've been repeating the same shit over and over again.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know.
Why should we're coming back to the question, why the fuck should I think that you are an intelligent person? In fact, I think you are about right now as intelligent as an animal. And maybe I should take revenge on you with all the animals that you unnecessarily exploit and slaughter. You are so unintelligent and you keep repeating the same stuff while not interacting with the things that are said to you. You contradicted yourself and you are somehow okay with it. Although if I said 1 + 1 is both 2 and not 2, you said no, you're not a smart person for that. But you're doing the same thing. You're saying
Yeah,
it's both morally okay and not okay to exploit and slaughter animals for unnecessary stuff.
yeah.
It's like peak zero intelligence, Osama.
It's not like this. It's like how we're gonna explain you. It's really more complicated. So we cannot. Because,
Doesn't
like,
sound
me and
complicated. You say
know what?
it's both okay and not okay to exploit and slaughter animals for unnecessary stuff. That's a contradiction, my man. Why are you resigned to living with a contradiction? Why aren't you fixing your brain? Why aren't you saying, oh shit, I'm doing something stupid. I'm saying something absolutely asinine. I'm a dumbass. I'm gonna fix it because I value being smarter than this. Why aren't you saying that? Do you not value being smart? Do you think you should remain being stupid?
Yeah, of course. Like everyone wants.
Oh, you should remain being stupid. Okay, then mute yourself. We're gonna talk to somebody who
Smart.
doesn't will to remain being stupid, okay?
Okay. Okay.
Okay,
Well,
thank
as
you,
you
Osama,
as
for
you
coming
say.
in.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, mute yourself. Thank you. Oh, yeah. One sec. I have a dumbass in the chat. Indeed. So, Yung Zhao, what's up? I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly in any kind of way. If not, let me know. Please spell it phonetically or something. How you doing? Let's start at the beginning because you have been going through my videos one by one. Most of the time being absolutely asinine, but sometimes you are actually, there is a flicker of non-stupidity there. So you think tofu has basically no vitamins and hardly any micronutrients. So if I show you that you are wrong, are you going to change your mind? Is the question. If I show you that you are wrong, are you going to change your mind? It's a yes or no. If I show you that you're wrong, are you going to change your mind? Come on. Answer fucking question. I swear to God, if people are going to start not answering questions in the chat, I'm going to be like, so upset. Answer my fucking question in the chat. Answer my question. I'm right here. I'm right here to prove you wrong. You better fucking answer my question. Answer my question. I wouldn't ignore me today. I wouldn't ignore me today. Who's VP? What a dumbass, man. Holy shit. Come on, Yung Zhao. Come on. Answer my fucking question. Answer my question. You ignoring me. I wouldn't. Shit. I wouldn't ignore me today, Yung Zhao. I would not ignore me today. Answer my fucking question. Answer my fucking question. If you're not willing to answer my question, I'm just gonna time you out. And that's like the last fucking offer to educate you on how stupid you are. Please answer my question. Then answer my fucking question. Answer my question. Will you change your mind if I prove you wrong on the claim on the screen? Yes or no? The next thing Then, oh, you had the video on pause. Okay. Are you listening to me now? Yes or no? Catch up. This is what's wrong with meat eaters. They're usually just sitting there, staring at the picture of me in whatever video freeze I am in. Are you listening to me now? Yes or no? I'm fucking wasting my time. Yeah, okay. I'll show you you're wrong. Tofu, not silken. Cooked, firm. It actually should be not cooked. Pre-baked, uncooked. Is that gonna be it? Where's it cop? One sec. Yeah, I think that's it. Right. Let's put in 100 grams for now. Usually what I eat is 200 grams, so that would actually show. Tofu, pre-baked, uncooked. You grab it out of a package, right? 374 calories. That's actually like a lot. It's less than that, but never mind, right? Because what we're trying to show. Protein, 43 grams. B vitamins, not great, but exist. Minerals, blows up. Look at those minerals. So, look how much nutrition there is in tofu. Oh, wow. Now let's compare that to beef. Jesus fucking Christ. We need one that's uncooked. Because that's how you actually compare shit. Just don't have it uncooked. Raw, maybe. Raw. Yeah, there you go. Raw. 80% is usually how people interact with it. Let's put in 100 grams and see. So now let's add the proper calories, right? So beef, 25 grams of protein. So 20 grams of protein less per calorie. Look at those minerals, fuck all. And the only notable vitamin is B12. The rest, about the same as tofu. So there you go. Tofu is more nutritious. Showed you. Fucking showed you. I hate when talking to people. Jesus Christ. You're raw, well, somebody should eat you then. Tofu is a great alternative indeed. What was the claim being disputed? That tofu has no vitamins or minerals. But I also added to show that it has, I think, like after you cook them, I think they kind of equalize. But basically, beef and tofu have comparable amount of protein as well. Per calorie, which is how you measure stuff. Yeah. Well, that's your issue. If it's too blurry for you, that's your issue. I'm sorry, I can't help you there. But I am actually advocating for TVP, textured vegetable protein, is so good. It's cheap as fuck, it's shelf stable, and it has 10 grams more protein than beef, than even 85% lean beef. So actually, textured vegetable protein is actually the Chad protein. So it wasn't about protein, it was about minerals. Yeah, sure. But, you know, protein is important. That's what people think is in beef anyways, just protein. So, you know, I'm addressing all levels of ignorance, you know. How do fucking... Okay, I'll post in chat. You can watch this, right? The textured vegetable protein. It's not tofu, but I have this. Textured vegetable protein. Or you can go, after the stream is ended, you can go and look into it. Well, you curious about, sorry, what are you curious about? What site is that? That's my site. I collect a bunch of stuff on it, so this is what it usually looks like. So you can push a bunch of stuff, and it basically harbors all the claims usually made against veganism. Almost all of them are either stupid or don't interact with veganism at all, but I have those as well. So this is ethics, health and nutrition, environment, common arguments against veganism and for carnism, and then just showing how much propaganda. I actually haven't put in enough into that. I should put in more. There is so much evidence for propaganda, even on Beef Checkoff site. You can find like straightforwardly, right? They show how they teach tens of thousands of people how to battle vegans on social media. But yeah, and then there are like a bunch of links, for instance, how to go vegan and stuff. So that's my site. It's just an image of it was a website. Okay, but I can give you the so you can sign into Chronometer. Let me give you the chronometer.com site. You can sign into that and you can put in. Now you have to do it intelligently. Don't compare cooked food to raw food, for instance. Just compare cooked and cooked. You really have to understand, because tofus, there are different types of tofus. The one that I chose, I think, is kind of weird. It's very high in protein. Usually beef and tofu are comparable. They have about the same amount of protein in them. So yeah, you can use that. Yeah, you can use that. There are other interesting things out there online. Can you post tofu nutrients? Yeah, sure. Let me find comparing to EP. I'll just add it in here so that you can see it. Tofu. It's gonna have to be preparation. Fuck. But yeah, I'll just do it like that for now. Sorry. Maybe I'll make it smaller and then I can do it. Yeah, like that. Just for you, Yung Zhao. And let me know if I'm not pronouncing your name correctly. I hate not pronouncing names correctly. I really, truly despise it. It's one of those things I have. I have like a high preference to pronounce names correctly. By the way, 200 grams is what I usually eat. But yeah, this tofu is weird, but it's like, it's comparable on when it comes to macronutrient. Let me publish this thing. Publish. Yeah, there you go. You can grab this. I do not understand why non-vegans just say stuff instead of just doing minimum research. Well, to be fair, right? Research does sway people sometimes, especially when they come into it with bias. Yeah, if you know how to ask ChatGPT correctly, it could give you a proper information, especially though if you check the sources, because it thinks Reddit is a good source of knowledge, which it's not, you know. So yeah, it's kind of, you know, hit and miss. Sometimes it makes shit up. I'm actually moving on to using DeepSeek for a bunch of stuff and Claude for like the more serious stuff. Claude seems to always like prioritize pretty good sources, like relevant sources. So yeah, totally. Chronometer, yeah. I'll put the link in chat, so Neil. All right, let's go back to.
But like that are not in a good way, that need help, whether that's from housing or drug addiction or whatever it might be. And I know this is kind of getting off topic, but like
yeah, we can do both.
I think of those people as like, these are the people that need help before I my brain's like, oh, I need to stop eating meat because I don't want to, harm the chicken. I think I have to, if I want to help out, a society or a people or a group of whatever you want to call it, my brain goes to human beings first, I guess,
You can do
because
both.
you can have a conversation with them and I can relate a whole lot more to a homeless person I see on the street that's
You
saying,
can
hey,
do
I need some
both.
food, than I can relate to a chicken that
Selenium is part of the protein. Selenium is not part of protein, it's a mineral. What? Selenium is not part of the protein? It's a mineral? What the fuck could you mean by that? People already get enough manganese. Show me evidence for that. And phosphorus, show me evidence for that, because people can be on really fucked up diets and not get enough of those. Well, it doesn't matter though. This disputes your absolutely black and white claim that tofu doesn't have any micronutrients. So this doesn't matter. You're just coping, man. Yeah, and it's high in calcium because it's calcified with it. Yeah. So what's the problem? It's a high source of calcium. Jesus Christ.
Racism
The
is not a huge
cope, man,
deal
the
because like
cope.
everyone around me does it, so I should do it as well. There are more other.
Well, if non-vegans are listening, you should listen to the cope. Somebody made the claim, tofu doesn't have any micronutrients or something like that, or vitamins or minerals. And then I show them, yes, the fuck it does. They cope about, oh, you don't actually, there is a problem with those micronutrients somehow. Selenium is part of a selenocysteine and selenium in the proteins. It's literally a fucking mineral. Well, it doesn't have few micronutrients either. It gets you to 100% on 2 of them and to 50% on or more on a bunch of them. And it's not the only food that you're gonna eat, dummy. We're not on mono diets. You're gonna eat a bunch of other stuff. But even in B complexes, look at it. Look at folate. So many people are fucking deficient in folate. There you go. Look at choline in tofu. Holy shit. 80% of people in the world are deficient in choline. It's a fantastic source of not only protein, but also micronutrients. You were wrong on saying few as well. If it gets you to 50% or higher on like a huge amount of them, it's not. It doesn't have few.
Obviously, I'm not the person that actually goes to the. I don't work in a
Coping.
slaughterhouse that's actually
Admit you
slaughtering
were
all the
wrong.
animals. So,
Do
it
you
doesn't make sense to say
understand?
that if I just stopped eating it, I'm saving the chicken, because that's not true. The chicken's already dead before I
Do
get
you
to it.
understand supply and demand?
Yeah, of course.
Explain it.
Supply and demand, when something's needed, or I guess not needed, but when there is a demand for X, Y, or Z, whoever it is, whether it's a farmer or whether it's
My
an
phone,
oil
Jesus Christ,
company
is killing
or
me.
mineral ores, it doesn't matter. Yeah, there'll be people who are trying to make money off of it, because there's a demand. But like I'm saying, if I went vegan today, it wouldn't change anything unless.
Guys, I'm gonna go get some coffee and just like, yeah.
Hey,
Well,
yes, 100 animals per year. 100 animals per year. That's how many you would save.
At least.
At least.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Doesn't matter whether you agree with it or not. It's a properly logical calculation based on empirical data. And whether you agree with it or not, it doesn't
So
mean
if
anything, right?
if I stopped eating animals right now,
No.
the
Not if you
100
just stop eating animals, just to be clear, as if you stopped oppressing animals, that means you don't eat their flesh, you don't forcefully inseminate them so that you can take their milk, and you don't use their skin as clothing.
Right, but you said that if I stopped eating animals, 100 animals would be
No.
saved per year.
I said that if you go vegan.
Right. If I go vegan, 100 animals would be spared per year.
Yeah.
But
Roughly, yeah.
But the farmers and the people in the slaughterhouses, they won't say, oh right, we've lost one meat eater, we better
No,
save
they
these
just
100
get less
chickens.
demand. No. So the supermarket, what happens at first, right? If you don't buy a product, it might get thrown away. And then the next time, they'll order less. The less they order, the less they'll demand out of farms, slaughterhouses, etc. For example, chicken farms, they work very much with how much demand there is, because they literally they get them in a drawer and they pour them in a giant place. Free range, biological, they're all the same when it comes to chickens grown for meat. The number of chickens that they buy from a hatchery is directly involved with the demand. So no, it's not like you said. You could have an impact. But even if your impact is AES, one single animal per year, one single animal, how does your choice justify the exploitation and slaughter of one single animal when you can always choose something else?
But would you use that same kind of argument for humans if you're doing things that are affecting humans? Would you say the same thing?
Yeah, so AES, if I'm doing something that's affecting humans and you're providing me with an alternative and explaining to me, just like how I explained to you, that if you choose the alternative, you'd be saving 100 people per year, then I would be choosing that. Yeah.
Okay, but every piece of technology that we're all using, your camera, your microphone, your phone, your computer,
Can you provide an alternative?
All of that have got.
Can you provide an alternative?
Well, yeah, don't use them. Because
Okay,
that's what you're
so
saying.
thank you
That's
for
what you're
that.
saying
So you see,
for-
AES, you see, you haven't provided an alternative. So thank you for proving my point. But the
you're
point is that
saying
we're
I
speaking
can't
about
eat
animal
meat.
rights. This is called the fallacy from relative privation. You know, when we're speaking about animal rights and somebody else brings into discussion, well, what about this? What about that? Well, AES, we're speaking about animal rights. When we speak about women's rights, we don't bring electronics in the conversation. We speak about women's rights.
No, but
When
I
we speak
asked you
about
if-
immigrant rights, we don't bring electronics in the conversation. We speak about immigrant rights.
No,
When we
but
speak
you didn't
about
let me finish
animal
my
rights,
point of
we
the
don't
issue.
bring electronics into the conversation. We speak about
Because
animal
I
rights.
asked you if you
So
could do
AES, the
something
question
that
was,
would-
AES,
Alright, well, you
before
can
you
speak
even
with
ask me
me,
this question,
you know.
before you even ask me this question, I asked you a question which you dodged. What was my question?
I don't know. You'll have to reinstate it because the
Sure.
shouting over
What
me
morally
is
justifies?
follow a conversation.
Sure. What morally justifies you choosing to exploit a single animal per year?
The moral obligation. I mean, I guess there is none. But you know, if I have a choice, if we all have
What
freedom of
morally
choice,
justifies? No. AS, my question was, what morally justifies you choosing to exploit an innocent animal per year?
my right to do as I please.
Okay, so it's my right to do as I please, to violate the rights of individuals. Therefore, it is moral what I'm doing. Correct?
Well, no, but this is what I'm saying is because you just accused me of dodging a question, and I said if
Well-
you could do something
And I answered
that
yes.
would affect. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you
and
asked
then
me
I
that
said-
question after I asked you this question. So now let's speak about animals because this is what we're here to speak about. So AES, in a situation, you're saying...
What do you mean unique nutrients? Why do you need unique nutrients in your tofu and not just like regular nutrients? Why are you expecting tofu to be magic? It's just a fucking food, and it's food high in a bunch of vitamins and minerals and protein. Why are you expecting like something else from tofu? Why would you not eat tofu? Tofu is good for you. It has amazing health outcome data. Neil, don't give in to him. There is nothing wrong with a nutrient being there due to the production of the thing. We don't have to adhere to some appeal to nature fallacy to eat this kind of food. Calcium is added to tofu as part of its production. That's what makes it based as fuck. That's what makes it a really, really good source of protein, minerals, vitamins, and calories. So don't give in to his bullshit. Tofu is a fantastic source of a bunch of stuff. You aren't getting enough folate because you're not just eating 300 calories, 370 calories, dumbass. You eat other stuff as well. You eat tofu and you eat a bunch of other fruit and veggies. Why wouldn't you eat tofu? It looks like an amazing fucking food with lots of micronutrients and macronutrients in them. It's a fantastic source of food. Give me one reason why I shouldn't eat tofu. Unless I'm like allergic to soy or something, which I'm not, which most people aren't. Soy allergy is like 0.3% of human population. And then, yeah, they shouldn't eat soy tofu. They should eat chickpea tofu instead. What is this expectation of tofu to be magic in order to be consumed? Yeah, Chippy, I'll get it to you. Yeah, I have read it, but I don't have the link to it. I'll ask Chip to give it to me, and then I'll relay it back into the. I'll get there. Okay. Oh fuck. Okay. Why veggies don't have enough protein in them? We need a source of protein as well, and tofu is that. It's a source of protein and it's a source of vitamins and minerals. Why the fuck wouldn't you eat tofu? Yeah, it's a fantastic protein source with a huge amount of vitamins and minerals in it. You eat veggies as well. Why would I exclude tofu? Suboptimal for what? It's look at the fucking profile of vitamins and minerals in tofu. You're not eating just that food. Are you a dumb? Are you a dumb? Just eat the fucking food. You're an animal abuser as well, aren't you? That's why you're arguing with me. Again, I ask, can we care about people's access to food before we talk about what they are eating? We can do both. You, a person who does have access to food, can become plant-based or vegan, and then you can start working on getting other people access to food as well, right? Which is like a systemic issue. It's not a personal issue. Whereas when it comes to veganism, you personally can make a huge amount of change in the world by not paying for exploitation and slaughter of animals. Why wouldn't you do both? Why are we separating these issues? So veganism is an ethical stance against exploitation and slaughter of animals for unnecessary stuff. You can apply that incredibly easily. After 2 weeks, you've adjusted basically to a completely new way of life. And then you can start worrying, like simultaneously, you can continue worrying about people not having access to food. We're talking to people who sit in the middle of a day or in the middle of the night, I don't know where you're from, and look at video at live streams, right? Or are sitting in Discord. These are the people that I'm talking to. They have access to food. Those people are as privileged as I am and sometimes more privileged than me, right? So why are we having this separation? You can make a huge amount of change for animals right now while simultaneously worrying about other people having access to food. Have you heard about food not bombs? I sometimes volunteer to that. It's been a while because winters are hard, but I sometimes volunteer to something similar to Food Not Bombs, right? It's basically an organization that feeds people in need. They feed people in need, but they feed them vegan food. Highly nutritious vegan food, right? Where is like the actual, do I have like, yeah, the Wikipedia. It's a group of independent collectives that distribute free, usually vegan and vegetarian food. So you can be both. You can become vegan, not contributing for exploitation and slaughter of animals in your personal life, and then you can volunteer for Food Not Bombs or something like that. There you go. Why is this separation? Are you not able to hold more than one position at once? Veggies don't have protein in them, or not enough protein in them to get to your nutrient value, like to your nitrogen value of a day. So that's why you're still not telling me why we shouldn't eat tofu. What's the problem with tofu? What's the problem with tofu? You keep saying the same bullshit. It's an amazing source of both of protein and a bunch of vitamins and nutrients. Why wouldn't we eat tofu? Well, I hope that baby grows up to be a good person. The choices where you put your energy, you can put your energy in like 2 weeks reimagining your food sources. And then that's it, that's done. Then you know, for the rest of your life, you know what to get and what not to get. It doesn't take energy. You literally learn it in the first 2 weeks, and then you know. Oh, Jesus Christ, you are such a gibberish generator, man. I'm so sick of you. Thank you. It's a great source of protein, but it's also a great source of a bunch of minerals and a bunch of vitamins. Why are you denying the fucking reality? It's right there in front of you. I've put it in the chat as well for you. I literally added it just for you into the fucking site. I'm not saying it's great for vitamins. It has vitamins in them, though. Right? Like, you eat more than 400... I don't know where you're from, but where I'm from, I eat more than 400 calories per day. And so this accumulates, right? You have 30%, like 25 to 30% of, okay, let's call it 25% of your B vitamins in 400 calories. That's like amazing stuff. That's like a superfood. Bro. And then you eat more veggies to get to the other 75%. It's a great source of fucking vitamins. A food doesn't have to be 100% of everything in order to be a great source of vitamins. Jesus fucking Christ. No, don't eat eggs because it's highly immoral. Baby chicks are ground up alive for eggs. Don't eat eggs. Nobody take this person seriously because he says for Colin just eat eggs. No, eggs are fucking immoral. Stop eating ass food. Ass food that gets baby animals into a fucking grinder. Do you like baby animals falling into a grinder, Yun Zhao? Do you think that's good? Grounding baby animals alive? See him not interact with my fucking
This isn't
question.
just again because I asked you.
Yeah, there you go, not interacting with my fucking question again. Do you think putting baby animals in a macerator in a huge blender is good? Alive? You think that's good? Yeah, maceration is fine. Well, then you're a piece of shit and nobody should listen to you. You're fucking immoral piece of shit.
Consume
So you're not
any-
responsible. So you're not responsible for the exploitation of
I don't feel
animals?
personally responsible.
No,
That's
I
not
didn't
me.
ask you if you feel. I asked you, are you responsible for it?
I guess down to like the minute percentile that every
You pay
human
for it to
being that
happen,
eats
right?
meat. Huh?
You pay for it to happen.
Well, we could, but this is what I'm saying. When you put the
Do you pay for it to happen or not, AES?
yeah, sure, because I buy the products.
Yeah,
Then yeah,
so you
sure.
pay for it to happen. So you are responsible for it then, right? You are
Right,
demanding
right.
it.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Okay, so
What's
if
up,
you're
Vegan
responsible for it, do you
Christianity?
acknowledge that you have other options?
Yes, of course.
Okay, so then you are in a position right now where you know you're responsible for causing something that you yourself called immoral. You know that you have alternatives, and you're saying, well, I'm doing other good things, therefore it's justified for me to do this one bad thing, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so if somebody around the world says that They're going to stop the Ukraine war. They're going to solve
But
the
hold on, we're
issue
not
in the
talking
Middle
about that. We're
East.
talking about animals because
Sure,
when
but
I bring
let
a
me
point
explain
up,
to you.
that's not.
Sure. So if somebody, just to explain, it will come back to the animals. So if somebody says, I'm going to solve all the world wars, I'm going to solve the war in Ukraine, I'm going to solve the situation in the Middle East, there's not going to be an Iran war, there's not going to be, Palestine is no longer going to be affected. But this person says, however, I want to rape a woman. Do you think that they should be doing that?
When I made an argument like this, you muted me and said that we can't talk about
Sure.
it because
You're talking about meta right now. I'm going to need you to answer my questions, AES. So, if somebody says that they're going to be solving all world wars, and it's very much related to this, you see, if somebody's saying they'll solve all world wars, they'll make world peace, but they want to rape a woman, is that justified?
it's not
Well,
justified. But like I said, this is actually
It's not
related.
justified.
This is
So, what's the
related to
difference
what I was
between
saying,
you?
and you
What's the
said it
difference
wasn't.
between
You said it
you
wasn't
and this
relevant.
person?
This
What's
is
the difference
exactly the
between you and
same.
this
This is
person?
exactly the same as all of us having electronic devices, bro, and all of us are allowing, you know.
AES, do you have electronics?
No, I'm speaking via a pigeon to you right now, bro.
Okay.
Like,
So if you have
obviously, yeah.
electronics already, right? So we're not. Do you know what the nirvana fallacy is?
I don't know.
Yeah. So it's saying I'm not gonna use a solution because it's not perfect, right? So what you're saying right now is because veganism doesn't solve all the world issues, we shouldn't tackle it at all. Correct?
No, that's not what I'm saying at all. Nah.
Okay. So do you acknowledge that you
Like
are
if
making a
if
world?
you stop
Sure. So
shouting over
AS,
me and
all of
allow
us
me
are
to speak,
making.
maybe we could understand
Sure.
each other more. I
Sure.
think that's the issue
Sure.
is that we should take it
Sure.
down.
Whenever you speak meta, I mute you. Okay. So AS, sure. But the question was fairly simple. Do you think we've already established a couple of things about yourself, AS? Number one, you already know that you're responsible for an injustice that you're committing. You know that you have an alternative. So right now, everything that you bring up else doesn't really matter, does it? Because in isolation, you are committing an injustice when there's no necessity for it. You do participate in all other injustices, you do everything else also, right? Just the same as everyone else does. So should we not try to make the world a little bit better, knowing that we can?
Of course, but that's exactly the same argument I proposed to you.
Sure. So now AS, if you
But
could
you
choose
muted
to
me
make
and
the
said I
world a
was
little
going
bit better.
meta.
Sure. So you see AS, every time you speak about meta, I have this stick in my hand that makes me mute you. I don't want to do that, so maybe stop speaking about meta. So, AS, now that we established all of this, you're in a position where you could make the world a little bit better for the animals, for people, for society, and for the environment. What makes you think that you should do whatever you want or is within your power to do so simply because you can? What makes you think that that's a good choice?
We could all make changes that would positively affect the.
I agree.
VPM, do you want to? I'm done with this person. We're just going in circles.
Yeah, sure, I agree. So why wouldn't you make the change then?
I'd be happy to make a change, but
Yeah.
what my point is, and I actually appreciate having a conversation where I don't have to turn my headphones down to a low level because, anyway.
Well, not yet, right? I've just given you a few words right
You
now.
might have been the person that I spoke to. It was a few months ago when I was in here and I was
Okay, let's not
trying
talk
to
about
have a
that. Just
conversation.
answer my question.
Okay, yeah, I agree. Look,
just answer my question.
We could all do
we can.
things that are,
and we should. So what's the problem? Why aren't you changing?
But my proposition is we could all change by getting rid of electronics, because every piece of electronics that you own negatively affect a human being.
In what way?
That human, the ores, the components that are used to build all of our electronics are farmed by a lot of the time. Actual children in Africa that have to go down into certain deposits and mines, and they
I know the claim.
Sorry,
I'm so sorry. I know the claim, right? Because I've heard it 10,000 times before. My question to you is, what would happen if we get rid of all electronics and never buy any more electronics anymore?
Honestly, I think the planet would be in a whole lot better
place. No. What will happen to
like...
those children in mines?
they wouldn't be in the mines anymore. would
Well,
they?
what's the
They
evidence
wouldn't
for
have to go
that?
in
What's your evidence that they wouldn't be in mines
because
anymore?
we wouldn't need the oars.
And what's going to
We wouldn't
happen
be
to them?
using the oars.
What was going to happen to the children?
They would live a life that they were living, let's say, in the 1800s.
They start
Oh
from-
yeah, for real? What's the evidence for that? Because I don't know what if you're correct or not.
History. What was happening before we had electronics? They weren't going down the mines, were they?
Excuse me?
They were
Children weren't going down the
hunter-gatherers.
mines before electronics? Are you out of your goddamn fucking mind? Have you never heard of this 17th and 19th century? And literally putting children into the coal mines? Have you never heard of that?
They weren't. It wasn't as an extreme case. It's
Excuse me?
Say,
Children were
I can
used
stop
more
eating-
in the 17th and the 18th century. You're full of shit. You don't even know any history. What the fuck are you talking about? Children were abused in the 17th and 18th century.
Having a nice conversation. All people here can't have a civil conversation.
No,
apparently
sorry.
what I'm
When
getting
you're lying or when you are like saying absolute bullshit, yeah, we're gonna stop you because you are being historically wrong. Right? Not only are you being historically wrong, you also can't provide the evidence that those children, for instance, in the mines, won't be just shot if we stopped
Or
using
starved to
electronics.
I'm not really understanding what you're trying to say.
Yeah,
that I'm
I'll explain
telling
it to you.
lies because
I'll explain
of...
it to you. So the counterfactual to no longer exploiting and slaughtering animals would be that we don't breed those animals into existence anymore. They wouldn't exist. It's not the same with children in mines. They exist. They're not bred into existence. They just like exist, right? And then their families are so poor that they send them into mines working, or they are like actually stolen and enslaved into mines, right? When you abolish a product where the being exists and would exist, even if you abolished that product, then the industry would just shift. It's more likely the industry would either just shift into something else, or the family of those children would just starve to death or something like that, right? So the counterfactuals to stopping using electronics, first of all, it's absolutely illogical to stopping using electronics. What you're trying to say, you stop buying new electronics, right? Or electronics that don't have like recycled metals in them, something like that, right? Whichever, I don't know, some people can do if they can find such a thing. But the counterfactual to those kids not being sent into the mines might be much, much, much worse because they're not bred into existence for this purpose. It could be that they're shot to death, that they go back to their families and the entire family just fucking starves to death if you don't buy electronics anymore, right? So the counterfactuals are unclear, whereas with animal produce, the counterfactual is incredibly clear.
But could you not say that about any living person ever? If they don't have enough money to feed themselves, then their family will starve. You could say that about literally anything, couldn't you?
Yeah,
You could
that's
say that
why.
about me or
Well,
you.
the
If
point
me
is
and
though.
you don't make a living,
Yeah, the
then
point is
I
though.
can-
The point is though. Boycott cannot solve the electronics thing. There needs to be another solution. Whereas boycott is what veganism is, practically speaking, right?
But
Can
there would be
solve the exploit.
You could go back to how it was before. 100 years ago, we didn't have the electronics. we
shit.
had
100 years
to
ago,
the
children
topic.
were literally working in factories and in mines.
Yeah.
They were literally
can we move back
exploited
to
and
animals?
slaughtered, not slaughtered, but they're exploited much more than they are today. And by the way, what the fuck do you think happens on family farms? Children are exploited from the age of 2 on family farms. They literally just like become a worker at the farm. But also, right, like this is such a red herring because we know that boycott can solve the exploitation and slaughter of animals. We don't know, and in fact, there's really counter evidence to it, that a boycott can solve children going into mines. In fact, those industries are fixing themselves right now. They are recycling the metals and they're replacing the metals with other compounds that are made in a lab. What happens to children after that happens? Fuck knows. But you boycotting electronics is highly unlikely, unless you have evidence for what you're saying, is highly unlikely to fix the problems that you are talking about. There needs to be a systemic change.
Lab-grown meat then, because if you're
Lab-grown meat is cool. Yeah, lab-grown meat
We
is
can-
fantastic.
Lab-grown meat is
Yeah, you can
completely
eat
fine,
lab-grown
that-
meat.
there's no
Let me
issue.
stop you right fucking there. Lab-grown meat doesn't. It comes from a little bit of exploitation of animals, but it's not gonna come from exploitation of animals in the future, and it definitely doesn't come from slaughter of animals. So you can eat lab-grown meat right now if you have access to it. Just stop eating the slaughter meat and start eating the lab-grown meat. But if you don't have
then we
access,
go-
if you
doesn't that
don't
go
have
back to
access
chip-
to slaughter, if you don't have access to lab-grown meat, then you should stop participating in exploitation and slaughter anyways.
But doesn't that go back exactly to what Chip was saying when he said, "Oh," and again, I don't want to get muted here because I'm going meta. I mean, I'm literally quoting what Chip said. Oh, if I could solve the Ukraine and the Palestine wars and I could end all the suffering, but I'm going to rape a woman. If I'm going to rape a woman, is that okay? And you're saying lab-grown meat's completely fine.
Yeah, it doesn't come from. It doesn't. Yeah, it's not morally comparable to. It's not
But that's
morally.
what you said. I'm just asking a question. You
Listen.
don't have to get so heated. We don't have to, I'm just
Listen.
asking a question from what you said.
Yeah, you ask the questions. Let me fucking answer.
Why are
Shut
we
the fuck
still
up.
engaging
Shut the
with
fuck
this?
up. Shut the fuck up. Let me answer the question. It's not morally problematic to eat lab-grown meat. So why are you comparing it to the rape of the woman?
I'm just using what you said because you said it comes from a little bit of
Yes, it comes from
exploitation.
exploitation. That's like it's not going to be a problem in the future. It's going to be animals are going to be
But it's
exploited a
problem
little
now.
bit, and then they're not going to be exploited. It's going to replace all the exploitation and slaughter that exists right now.
So where do we draw the line from a little bit of exploitation is okay?
You know what? It would be better. You know what?
Years,
You know what? It would be better for you to just go vegan and not eat animal lab-grown meat at all. That would be better. That would be zero
Well, yeah, but
exploitation.
that's
So
why
do
I asked
that.
the question-
So
that's
do
why I
that.
asked
Why
the
aren't you doing
question.
that?
That's why I asked the question as to.
I'm giving you a nuanced answer and you're completely ignoring the fucking nuance and just continuing to drone on. So now I understand why Chip was muting you all the time. I'm not doing it. I'm a fool for not doing it, for not muting you more. Just go vegan and then you don't pay for exploitation and slaughter of animals and you don't have to eat the lab-grown meat. I'm just giving you it as an option because it's going to replace all the exploitation and slaughter with zero exploitation and slaughter. Right now, as a part of like the first years of production, it comes from a little bit of exploitation, but that little bit of exploitation replaces all the horrific exploitation, breeding, torture, slaughter of animals. So it's a better choice if you are like obsessed with meat for some reason, but going vegan would be even better.
I also want to clarify something. I 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 want to clarify something.
No longer comes
Can
from
I
any
can I say something? Can I say something?
Yep.
Wait your
You
turn.
vegans do not buy lab-grown meat which was experimented, tested, or exploited from animals.
Yeah.
Only majority of people who buy lab-grown meat which was tested, experimented, and had to cause harm to the animal are non-vegans. Holy shit! Vegans do not buy exploited products.
But that's
Holy
why I
shit.
just asked the question, and she said that it was okay. To
Yeah,
have
for you,
lab-grown
not
meat.
for me, dumb fuck. For you, because you are highly moral, so I'm trying to at least point you at the more moral choice.
Just chill a bit, please.
Yeah. So I muted him again, just to be clear, VPM. If you want to continue this conversation with this person, you can, but be aware that this person is clearly a troll, because they're not here to engage in actually good conversation. They're only here to try and find arguments against it, because no sane person would say, I want to be vegan, but then I'm going to start drawing all of this bullshit out, because it means absolutely nothing. Throughout this whole conversation, he's just been extremely disingenuous with all of it. So, if you want to continue this conversation with him, just keep in mind that he will try to troll you and be disingenuous with you.
Hold on.
Hey, I'm sharing my screen. Can you answer this question that is on my screen? Can you read it out and answer the question on my screen? Breaking up. Scratched myself.
No, we hear you. We hear you.
Can you answer the question on my screen? I'm sharing my screen right there, right? Can you answer my question? Yeah? No? Nothing? Okay, well, I'm done
Yes,
then.
there.
Well, let's just like move on to somebody else then. Somebody who is
Yeah.
not highly immoral and doesn't need babysitting. Anybody here?
I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message.
Ew, gross. What's up,
Yeah.
Peluchito?
Yo, guys, look at this.
Oh, what's up?
Oh, it's really hard to see, Felix, because it's like 2 pixels on the screen.
What? It's a bit of bread.
With a
Oh, now
knife.
there's 4 pixels. Well done.
He's putting something on a bit of bread. The excitement, I can't contain myself.
It's plant-based omelet.
Yeah.
It's brown stuff. He's gone full British.
Okay.
Felix putting brown stuff on brown bread. Okay.
What's up, Peluchito? What's up, Rex? Rex been listening for a long time.
Hey, what's up?
How you doing?
Yeah,
Hello.
Felix, you're way too
Thank you.
pixelated.
Thank you.
Yeah, Peluchito, I have a question on my screen. I'm sharing my screen. What do you think? What's your answer?
I'm wondering why you're asking a vegan.
Oh, they're a vegan? Okay. Sorry. I'm sorry. I haven't looked in the profile. Apologize.
Okay.
What's up, Salami Devon? I should be looking at the profile. shouldn't I?
VPN, you can still ask them the question.
I mean, the answer would be obvious. So, Salami, you want to mic up? How about you mic up? You can ask the questions. Well, you
Show me your papers.
Excuse me? What's up, Yasin?
What's up?
Yeah, not too bad. How about you?
What?
How about you? What is up?
There you go. This should be.
Yeah, nothing much.
Yeah. So, oh, Felix, what's going on? You have internet. You have internet B12 deficiency, man.
Oh no.
Yeah. Yasin, I have a question on my screen. I'm sharing my screen right there on top next to Felix. What's your answer? And for everybody listening, I'll just read out the question. So imagine there are 2 possible worlds. They are identical worlds, but in world A, we exploit and slaughter animals for unnecessary stuff. And in world B, we don't exploit and slaughter animals for unnecessary stuff. Which world do you think is more moral?
I'm gonna say, which one do I prefer?
No, say which one is more moral.
I wouldn't use more moral.
Sorry, you don't think morality is something we should talk about?
No, I'm just saying I wouldn't use one is more moral than the other. I would say I prefer one over the other.
Why wouldn't you talk about morality with me?
Because...
Can I ask one question to make it clear? Yasin, do you think animals matter morally?
Bro, I have problems with the morality, so if you're gonna ask which one do I prefer, I'm gonna say world B.
What's your problem with morality? Are
As
you
in,
just immoral?
it doesn't make sense to me.
Morality
all.
doesn't make sense to you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so when you
go around
decide whether
punching
you
people?
should rape a woman or not rape a woman, are you just deciding based on your feelings, which one you prefer?
Yeah.
Yeah? Shit.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
So it's
Wait,
okay
so-
for me to wander around town randomly punching people because it gives me pleasure.
Yeah, the thing is, it's not intrinsic
That's okay.
like to the act.
So
If you
Yasin,
say like the
if
act
somebody-
itself is immoral.
so if somebody rapes a person and they feel like doing it, they did it because they felt like doing it, would you classify that act as moral?
No, he would just classify that act as somebody wanted to do something and he has like no reason to think about
So
morality.
amoral.
So
Yeah, so
amoral,
is it
yeah, basically.
Immoral or amoral, Yasin?
I'll warn you now. There's only one
As I
reason to
said, I
continue
wouldn't
this,
say
and that is to
moral,
farm
immoral.
bullets.
I would say, like,
Oh yeah, he's a sophist. Won't answer anything. I see.
yeah, really, you have
Yeah, you are.
unplugged.
I mean,
I
Oh,
know
there are
you
fair,
are.
lags.
I was trying to answer, but too many people were speaking at once.
So is
Just
it
go ahead.
Yasin? Which one is it? Is it moral if somebody rapes a person because they felt like it?
Bro, you're repeating the same question. It's not like
Because
you
I didn't
changed
hear the
this.
answer.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it moral or amoral.
So is it immoral, amoral, or moral? There's only three choices.
No, no, no. There is, if there is morality, but
So it's amoral. So it's
no,
neither
no,
right or
no.
wrong.
Yeah, I think he's rejecting the concept of morality.
Yeah. I'm trying to
Yeah,
get there. So Yasin, just to be clear, there is no right or wrong when it comes to raping somebody. That's what you're saying.
yeah.
Okay. So then somebody who rapes should not be punished for it, right?
No.
Okay. Okay, let's see how many bullets you'll bite. So
He's fucking
if some
trolling.
All of them.
so if somebody rapes your mother, then he should not be punished for it. In fact, you'll go and shake their hand for doing it.
Trump, and I approve this message.
No, I would love to punish him.
Excuse me? Why would you love that?
It's just my preference.
Why would that be your preference? Because it sounds like you don't find it right or wrong.
Bro, am I saying it's right or wrong?
So it's not right or wrong,
my
right?
my preference is to rape you if you try to punish the other guy that raped your mom.
Bro, what I do because I want. It doesn't
Yeah,
need
so
to
exactly
be
like the rapist.
right or wrong or anything. That's a
Exactly
sufficient
like the
reason to
rapist.
do something.
Assume morality is just all of us deciding what we want to do. Okay.
Okay.
Let's just hold on. Just follow me for a second. Just assume when we say morality is deciding what we want to do or not want to do.
Yeah,
Do you
but
want
people will still
do you
confuse it, so let's not use the word.
Yeah. So do you want to continue to enslave and murder animals?
No.
Okay. If like does this mean that you want to go vegan at this point?
No.
Why? What is stopping you?
What is stopping me? I don't want to. It's my
Yeah,
But you said
why?
you want to stop. Yeah, so that's a contradiction because you said you want to stop enslaving and slaughtering innocent animals. You said you want to stop, so that would mean you want to be vegan. If you said you don't want to be vegan, that means you want to continue enslaving and exploiting and
So
slaughtering
are
animals.
you sure I'm not already slaughtering and enslaving animals?
You were asked a question. You were asked two questions. One was, do you want to continue enslaving and slaughtering animals? And you said no. And the other one said, as logically, that means you want to be vegan. So
No,
when
it
you were
doesn't
asked if
mean.
you want to be vegan, you said no, because being vegan means being against the enslavement and slaughter of animals. So you see, if somebody asks you, do you want to A? And then that means you want to not A, and you say, no, I don't want to not A, that means you're in a contradiction.
I know what a contradiction is, bro. Where is the non-A?
Sorry. So, Bob, I was saying just because morality is subjective doesn't mean that morality doesn't exist. It just means that morality doesn't come from like a higher, some kind of a written in stone thing. Us as people who have these brains, right? We can have logical, rational discussions between us and get to the conclusion what is moral and what is not based off certain criteria, right? And if you look around the world, basically, you'll see that that comports with reality more than some kind of an objective morality. Because if there were like a set of rules written in stone somewhere, rules that are unchanging and unchangeable, that would mean that everybody's thinking the same, and we're definitely not, right? We're definitely disagreeing on what is moral and what is not. Are you denying that identity is not what you are? I'm not sure. I'm not sure how that interacts with what I said. I'm not sure. Oh, you're talking to Neil, I guess, I suppose. Well, it's just like, just looking around the world, usually people are actually not talking logically and reasonably about morality. They're just going based on vibes and based on what they absorbed from their society, right? They're not going for anything objective either. Even people who are religious and not atheistic, they don't necessarily go by what is written in their own books. Right, and so it makes more sense to me that morality is subjective because there are like several claims that morality is objective, and they don't agree even, right? If you look into the Bible, and if you look into like, for instance, the Quran or the Bhagavad Gita, they have different moral stances. Right? They're similar because some things are similar. It's been a while since we thought that murder is okay, right? And so in books that were written a couple of thousand years ago, in books that were written a couple of thousand years ago, it says that murder is not okay, for instance. But doesn't mean that morality is objective because on other stuff they disagree, right? So in my opinion, it just comports more with reality, that morality is subjective, because even people who are talking about morality logically and rationally can reach different conclusions. Right? And nobody comes down to earth to like slap them right there. It just means that most people are like, surely in whatever congregation you're in, Bob, you disagree with people on what is moral and what is not sometimes, right? They really should, a Muslim is supposed to live by the Quran. Well, the Quran has contradicting moral stances in it. So does the Bible. And they're different between them is the point. If there was one objective morality, there would be only one book and everybody would follow it, or like burned on the spot right there or something like that, right? Or put in jail immediately. Right? If we're talking about like, surely like if there was objective morality, there would be objective legality as well. Since we had like so many years to create our legal system, but legal systems disagree. Even, right? What is legal in one place is going to be illegal in another. You don't know of any moral contradictions in it, to be fair? Well, so there are a few, right? First of all, the contradiction between, well, let's go for contradiction between the Bible and the actual 21st century, for instance. But there are contradictions, right? Like, thou shalt not murder, and then God himself sends people into murdering entire nations, basically, right? But, for instance, it's pretty clear in the Bible that slavery is okay. People in the Bible owned slaves, and God was telling them how to own those slaves, where to get them, and what to do with them, what they can and cannot do with them, with the slaves. Well, today is the 21st century. Do you think slavery is okay, Bob? I hope not. I hope you don't think this way. And most of us don't think this way. Most of us don't think that slavery is okay. Yeah, it presents slavery as part of the human condition. It also gives rules to do what to do and not to do with a slave. That's very godlike to do in the Bible, right? God in the Bible constantly tells you what to do and not to do. And so when he tells you, well, slavery exists, it's right there. Here's what you can do with the slave. Here's what you cannot do with the slave. So the question is, though, Bob, the question was, are you pro-slavery today in the 21st century? Do you think it's okay to own a slave as long as you don't beat them senselessly? So do you think it's okay to own people as long as you don't beat them senselessly, as long as you don't beat them with the rod to the point of the slave being dead in a couple of days? It's, again, a conversation for Wednesday's prediction, huh? It just keeps working out that way, guys. Whoever's playing the prediction game just keeps working out. Maybe I should stop putting it on the screen, and then we can hear it, right? Maybe I'll just like get rid of it and not put it on the screen, and then we'll just like the game would be just between us. So, Bob, just to repeat the question was, today in the 21st century, do you think it's okay to own people as slaves as long as you don't beat them senselessly, as long as you got them from neighboring nations and not from your nation? I hope not. But if you are, we should find out right now, right? And I understand why you like trying not to answer the question, because if the answer is yes, that would be like a horrific answer. You would be basically okay to own people, to buy and sell people, to exploit people. But if the answer is no, well, it's a yes or no question. Do you think it's okay to own people just as long as you don't beat them senselessly? Just as long as you don't beat them too much? It's a yes or no. So the answer should be yes or no. Or is that the answer? You're saying, yes, slavery is okay, Bob. Are you saying, yes, slavery is okay as long as it in confines of So I just really want to make it clear, Bob, because we are streaming live and I am putting your comments on the screen. I just don't want to misinterpret what you're saying. If you're saying that slavery is okay, you should say yes. Right, I don't want to misinterpret your position. Yeah, so do you in the 21st century, do you, Bob, in the 21st century, think slavery is okay? Well, the Bible just assumes that slavery is okay and then gives you the parameters of how to treat your slave and where to get your slave, right? It only says get your slaves from neighboring nations or while during war or something like that. So, yes, of course it does. Both in the Old and the New Testament. In the Old Testament, it tells you get your slaves from the neighboring nations, and while during war, right, if you go into war, right, you grab the women and the children and enslave them, and then And then in the New Testament, it tells you how to treat your slave. As long as you beat your slave with the rod to the point that the slave dies in 3 or 4 days, then you're okay. You're okay to own your slave and you're okay to beat your slave. Just not senselessly, right? Just not to the point that the slave dies. So the question becomes then, Bob, right? And this is like, those are the chapters of the Bible that people were using in order to enslave people during chattel slavery. So don't tell me that the Bible doesn't say what I'm saying it says. It does. It says slavery is okay as long as you get their slaves from neighboring nations or during the war, and as long as like certain parameters, you don't beat your slaves way too much, not to the point of death. Right? So the question is, though, Bob, that I don't think I've gotten yet. I don't think I've gotten the answer to that question. Do you think in the 21st century, slavery is moral? As long as you don't beat your slaves too much. Because I don't wanna assume. I want to give you the chance to think about what you're saying. Okay, well.
Mute this guy, bro. Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Sabikups?
Yeah, so when...
Actually, I'm a vegetarian, bro.
Yeah, so you're still contributing to slavery when you're talking, when you're a vegetarian.
That's the thing, like my thinking process is like this, okay? So when I'm drinking some milk, it's like I'm not doing that. Like there should be the one be stopping, bro. Like the product, that thing has been done, right? Like what can I do? Like then I drink it, I feel bad, but I can't do anything.
You could not breed someone into existence, and you could not take her babies away from her. You could not milk her against her own interest. You could do all that.
You are right. I know
refrain from doing all those things.
Yeah.
Can you just tell me what the fuck are you doing?
We are fucking around, my friend.
Bro, fuck your bitch ass. Oh.
Ali.
What the fuck do you want?
Get the fuck off,
Tell you
bro.
what, shut up.
Yeah.
you.
Yep.
Okay, guys, have a nice day, man.
You too.
You wanna ask some questions?
Right, Bob, it says it right here, right? Anyone who beats their male or female slave, assuming that slaves are totally okay, but it's not okay to beat them to the point that they die, with a rod must be punished if the slave dies as a direct result. But if they are not, to be punished, the owner of the slaves, if the slave recovers after a day or two, since the slave is their property. This is from Exodus 21, right? Thank you, Neil. So, Bob, the question is now, though, do you think that this chapter represents your morality? You're saying yes, slavery is okay in certain contexts. Wow. Bob, I would consider that highly immoral, since human beings are sentient, right? And we, generally speaking, the weak of us need protection, and the strong and the competent of us should not take the freedom, not have the freedom taken away from them. So I think you are, by following the Bible here, I think you're highly immoral, which further proves, I guess you are not contradicting the Bible by saying that slavery is okay. I just find it highly immoral, which again just proves the point that morality is subjective. because I can make a rational argument against your argument that slavery is okay. And therefore, yeah, I'm just like, Bob, I'm finding you a little bit in a pickle when you say that slavery is okay in some context, right? That's the message of the Bible, not that you like it or not. We are discussing contradictions. Yeah, I was hoping that you be a decent human being and contradict the Bible here, but you are aligning with the Bible. So I guess you're not contradicting the Bible. You got me there. I just think that's a morally abhorrent position, man. Because I'm your neighboring nation, most likely. And I want to be enslaved by you, even if you treat me, you know, not beat me to death, even if you don't do that. Yeah, well, here it gives you the context of you own a person, they are your property, and you should not be punished if you beat your slave and the slave doesn't die. No, I'm asking your position, Bob. I'm asking your position. Do you? I'll repeat it again. I'll repeat it 10 times if needed. Right? I'll be very patient today. Right now. Do you think the slavery in the 21st century is morally good or bad? Do you think slavery in the 21st century is morally good or bad, Bob? Yeah, you see, Yunjiao, this, it's just like, I hate agreeing with you because you're such a dumbass on the point of TOFU. But you're right, there is lots of evidence. I just don't want to discuss the Bible. I want to discuss morality. The question becomes, Bob, again, I'll repeat myself. Do you, Bob, think slavery is okay? Welfare programs are dead slavery? What? Are you out of your goddamn mind? But also what you're doing, right? You are using a word as a weapon and you are using it metaphorically, right? Because in no way is being on welfare comparable to being enslaved, right? Let me describe you what a slave is. It's someone who's a property of another human being. Are people on welfare property of another human being? Then answer, are people on welfare property of another human being? Because you're using the word, you might be using it correctly, but it's in a different context, right? The definition of the word slavery that you are using is not the same definition that is used in the Bible, right? In the Bible, it says, slaves are your property. Are people on welfare the property of other people? And can somebody come and beat them as long as they don't kill them? Specifically their owner. Can their owner come and beat them with a rod as long as they don't kill them? And then it's fine. Right? Because some words have oh my God, correct. Someone on slavery lives under the terms of the government. No, someone is a slave if they are owned by another person. You see, that's why you're using words as different connotations of the same word, right? So I'm asking if you think it's moral for me to go and buy somebody, a human being, pay money for them, and then ask them to do make them to do my house chores, and when they don't do it properly, beat them as long as they don't die, I'm okay. See, I fucking hate word games. I fucking despise this, right? You can turn anything, you can use words to basically like clear anything. For instance, Bob, I can say that the Holocaust was just redistribution of wealth. The Holocaust was a redistribution of wealth. Do you agree with that statement? That's all it was? Oh, Bob is banned in multiple. Yeah, I can see he's pro-slavery, man. I can see it. Yeah, so you shouldn't use words in a way that allows you to hold the position that slavery is okay. You are literally describing a government system that helps people to not die of starvation. You describe it as slavery. And for that, you need to change the definition of slavery. So slavery is, the way it's written in the Bible, is owning a person. Are you pro or against this type of slavery, Bob? Owning a person, one person owning, being the owner of another person. Are you pro that type of slavery, Bob? It's a yes or no. And if you don't answer that question directly, yeah, in the same way that the Holocaust was a redistribution of wealth. It was a system of redistribution of wealth. So that's a good thing, right? So, Bob, the question is, I'll repeat it, and if you don't answer yes or no, I'm afraid I'm going to have to follow the advice and the action of other channels and yeet you out of mine. Slavery, the definition of slavery is one person being the owner of another. By this definition of slavery, that it's clearly from the Bible, is slavery okay? By that definition alone. Answer yes or no, this is your last chance, for real, for real. By the definition of slavery in the Bible, where one person is the property of another person, is slavery okay? Well, it says right here, since the slave is their property, that's the definition in the Bible of the slavery. Yes, slavery is okay. Well, I find you highly immoral and a dumbass. Then you are highly immoral, Bob. You think it's okay to have people as property, as your property. You are pro-slavery. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. That's insane. By the way, guys, I have to go soon.
So like a whole fucking farm.
Dude, I'm asking why? What is the purpose? Why breathe someone into existence just to use them? This is
You are right, bro. You are right.
Why not
Yun Zhao, they're gone.
purchase a woman from the black market and be like,
I'm
gonna breed you into existence?
I really would prefer to know how to. It's just killing me. It's just my brain is breaking. Am I saying your name correctly, Yun Zhao? Am I saying your name any close to being correct? Please tell me. They're gone, Yun Zhao. You're fighting a person who's gone.
Fine.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, I'm just asking if I'm saying your name correctly. Bruv. Christianity isn't even better than Judaism. Yeah, of course not. All religion is brain rot. I'm not religious.
The Facebook group.
Yeah.
Oh, you talking to me? Is Noah's flood really happened? No, fuck no. It's stupid. No, of course not. No, I don't think that. I'm not religious. I'm an anti-theist. I'm against religion. Jesus Christ.
See
man.
the chat?
Yeah.
Do you know what this is?
Yeah.
What is it?
Challenge 22.
Amazing. Have you seen this before?
Yeah.
Okay, have you used it?
No.
Oh, use it.
Okay. Okay.
Will you use it?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Will I be healthy?
If you use it.
Man.
This would suit my body more, you know, actually.
Yeah, the Facebook group is based off of your area, your nutritional needs, and your budget.
There was only one religious dude and it's not here anymore. Come on, stop. It's okay. Don't fight the good fight when the bad people are not here anymore. Don't worry.
Spending an arm and a leg.
Yeah, nobody's here besides Bob, and Bob is gone. Bob is no longer with us.
From somewhere else.
Rip Bob.
Your area, because it's based off of those three things.
Okay. Okay.
No, Neil is not religious. It's just that the religious brain rot is so deep that sometimes you just need to show them that they don't even know their own Bible. So.
Then I will come back with a changed personality.
Okay, hold on. Salami, I want to address a few things because you're still the person, like someone else default, you're fine. Salami, you still haven't explained to me why slavery is okay. Because you keep using words to justify animal slavery, but you're not still telling. Well,
Like, guys, for real, so much slavery talk when on Wednesday, crickets. What the fuck is going on? Maybe I should stop prediction. Put one in the chat if you think predictions are just like not a fun game anymore. Because every time I play it, it's just like nobody's making those claims where like on the different day, everybody's playing those games. Oh, Jason thinks it's not a good game anymore. Yeah.
Okay, slavery is bad. So would you agree that farming is bad because farming is a form of slavery?
You like the prediction game, but it's like always zero. The answer is always zero, man.
Salami, would you agree that farming is bad because it's a form of slavery? I'm not talking about industrial farming, I'm talking farming in general, animal farming. Because I really need to know this to see if you're consistent or not.
Maybe I should make it automatic somehow, the prediction game. Maybe I should like turn it into an app. And then it's gonna like automatically generate the thing. I don't know. There's just like so many claims though. It's the problem. Yun Shao. So you're saying Yun Shao? Okay, as in shit. Dude. I'm starting to like you, so it's kind of weird. Just like stop talking against TOFU and then we'll just get along just fine.
You agree slavery is
Thank you,
bad.
by the way.
In the farming agriculture, do you have to enslave animals? It's a simple yes or no. It's really difficult for some people to literally like straight up tell us the answers. It's fucking crazy how difficult like these simple questions are.
Jason won like once or something, I think.
And you know what's really crazy about like talking about veganism? People literally lose cognitive function. We can make it into a really hypothetical like scenario,
Jason
like,
won
hey,
once.
I can make you lose your cognitive abilities by talking about veganism. Therefore, does that justify me killing you because you have less cognition than me?
Then what the fuck were you arguing with me about? Jesus fucking Christ. Hey, what's up, Tyson? Are you still timed out? No. I got timed you out last time because the bare minimum respect is all like I ask for, right? But this point to my message, should I come back? Oh, the Christian Judas. No, I didn't just time them out. I threw them out of the channel. I had hit them from channel. Because
still waiting for Salami.
Here's the thing, right? Like, people are other channels are also wise. So if they hit Bob, that was the reason for it. Oh, okay. So it was a misunderstanding, and that's why I usually time people out and don't just like ban them. You know. I really have to go soon though. It's gonna be a short one today. Should I rig the prediction? Just tell Tyson to call me weak and sickly. No, I'm just gonna rig the prediction. No, I'm not gonna do that. I have no idea who said yes or who said no. Who said no? It's just like so annoying.
Salami, I'm gonna make it super simple. I'm gonna ask you one last time, and then if you're not gonna answer it with a simple yes or no, I'm just gonna remove you. Okay? Let's do it. Let's do it super
But
simple.
everything hurts because I was like really pushing myself yesterday.
Does farming animals rely on enslaving them? I'm gonna even write this down. Does animal farming...
Well, that's between you, Jason. It's between you and your girlfriend. I have no issue with people misgendering each other for the fun of it. I do that as well. My friend, who's a woman, we call each other bro all the time, but that's between us. You shouldn't just like straight up misgender a person, right?
The time. Okay, can you tell me animal farming practice which does not rely on enslaving animals? That's what I want to know.
Oh, bro, my shoulders are gonna be so large by the end of this winter. It's gonna be just... Oh, man.
I'll even give you the definition. Holy shit.
Yeah. Oh.
Define.
Oh, is he talking in the chat? He's talking in the chat. What do you
There you
mean by
go.
enslaving? What do you mean by enslaving somebody else?
Definition.
For real, man. For real. When's
You're
this
telling
prediction?
me that some animal farming practices that do not require enslaving animals. I want to know what kind of farming practices do not require enslaving animals.
I don't think I can roll it up. I can't make it bigger. So it's just gonna have to be... Should I add this to my thing? To my jiggy-magig? I don't know. The slavery thing. Neil, just make sure every time we're talking about slavery that you're in the chat.
Also, Sastora, I
Remind
kind
me.
of get that, but I'm not sure if you've talked to a lot of people online about these kind of topics. Even when you let them unwind for an hour, later they'll try to justify the hypocrisy by one way or another.
Yeah.
I found like quick ways of like talking to people through this way or that way. But yeah, long story short, it's just how to explain it. I don't like wasting my time with people who say one thing, they say the other thing, which
Yeah.
took them an hour to say that contradiction, just for them to just personally believe they have not committed any contradictions.
I'm just gonna close it.
Because that happens, which is really frustrating.
It's like more important.
Yeah, I get it. Some people are more slower. I sometimes don't have the patience because I've already wasted my time. Like, I've been debating people online for like 5 years, and I know what kind of people I want to talk to. Because, like, imagine you in a position where you talk to someone for like 2 hours just for them to say, you know what, let's agree to disagree. Bro.
Yeah, I kind of. I don't know. Sometimes that happens.
Mm. And I have to tell you, as well as the other people, you need to know the value of your own time.
I do think that we underestimate how possible these kinds of things are, though, to like convince people and open people up and all that shit. I think we're definitely a little doomer. And like, to be fair, it's because it's fucking hard, right?
Oh,
So like,
I'll tell you what, being online, talking to these kind of people, I see a lot of people admit to horrible shit, even rape, right? But this doesn't happen in real life activism scenarios. So what I usually do is get boiled down to like where the person has the logical flaws and explain that to them. And then if they still bite the bullet that they're okay with doing it, then I just go into horrific shit if they're okay with it. And some people are okay with horrific shit because they're behind the monitor with a fake name.
Yeah, morally speaking, most people go on vibes and not very logical about it. And so, like, breaking that vibage is really hard.
yeah, I found that that's usually I would say that's the necessary component. I wouldn't even say that's like helpful. I think that's the thing that I feel like a lot of activists are just very like untrained in. And that's sort of, but like if you nail that, if you nail the vibe shit, then everything else is like almost easy.
Yeah, I wish
It
that
also depends on what
was
you're.
possible because people adhere to their own vibes, and 99% of people in the world, their vibes say it's totally okay to do the most horrific shit to animals. So, like, if I could like change their vibage more likely than just like appeal to the other side of their brain, which is the logical, rational part, I would do that, obviously. But when you go on vibes, right, you go on your own vibes and on your like immediate society's vibes, and breaking that is like almost impossible.
Also,
we might be using vibes differently.
Sorry?
Also,
we might be using vibes differently.
Maybe.
I think I might get what. Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
I also want to say, like, the more you do online activism, the more just like.
I mean, Nora, you should have that looked at. Being raw for 13 years, that just sounds painful.
Lose that hope of doing like activism the way you want to do it. Because it feels like in the beginning, like hell yeah, I'm gonna do activism in this way. I feel like it's gonna work, and then you have people who are like, you know what, violating consent is nothing wrong with that, and you get a person like that over and over and over and over and over and over, and then like, do you do the same thing from that point of view? Probably not.
Definitely probably not the same thing. No.
Sorry.
Probably not the same thing. No.
Yeah, but then.
You mean like in terms of your goal, like your goal changes and you stop trying to.
No, I still do I still do outreach, but I just do it differently. I do it in a way that I see the most like how do I the most utility out of it. I don't want to spend too much time with someone, and I also want to get down to specifics of it.
I am gonna go soon.
Right. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, like you don't want to spend hours and hours and shit. I think one thing that really fucks us up, like for example, you're talking about how like you'll talk to someone for like an hour or two and shit like that, and then like it seems like you guys are kind of on the same page, and then they like don't acknowledge that they contradict each other and all that shit, right? I think that when I notice the instances where that has happened and instances where that hasn't happened, The
Cheap is
main
life? Okay.
difference, I think, is, I guess, damage control. Because at some point, if you talk
I
to
am gonna
anyone
go
for
soon, so
long
you
enough,
can go to cheap.
you're gonna like
Let me find
trigger them
this
somehow. You're gonna like
stream.
maybe say the wrong thing at some point, or like you guys might even just disagree on something. And if
Oh, for the love of God.
neither party is really good at reining that back and de-escalating, then you're sort of doomed to just like start fighting, and then all the goodwill and all that effort that you put in was like sort of just thrown away, and that can be really, really, really discouraging.
Yeah, but what I would recommend is like if you feel like there's a good way to do it, you should try it and then get back to me after a year.
Oh yeah, no, like yeah, I feel like I have my way, and it works for me, but I also think that everyone has their own way, and like, you know, pick your favorite way that works.
Sure.
I
Yeah.
think I have that one, Neil. Well, I do wonder how would you talk to people about vibes and based on their vibes and get them to stop paying for exploitation and slaughter of animals. I do wonder if you have like a system that you can think of. I'm willing to learn, right?
Yeah, so I think this is such a big question. I could where do I start? Okay, so I guess there are, hold on, let me open up my notes. The first thing is to know that it's possible. That's mandatory. If you don't know that it's possible, then you're not going to try it, and you're going to start giving up once you hit an obstacle before you even realize that it's a thing you can solve. So when I'm dealing with someone that I'm trying to reach, and let's say I fail, my mindset with that failure is, if I had 100 more attempts and I learn every time, I would probably have succeeded. So at the end of the day, there is something that I could have done, at least in theory, there's something that I could have done that would have worked. So that's sort of the first thing. Just always believing that it's possible. Even if it's technically not possible, which, never mind, I'm not getting into that.
No, I got you. I'm on your vibes. No worries, I understand.
Yeah. I've also noticed that content matters, but it's insufficient. What kind of got me along this like weird ass path that I'm on is about 15 or so years ago, I noticed that people in some YouTube comments were disagreeing, but the content of what they were saying was the same. So in other words, what they were saying the same thing, but they were still fighting. And that's sort of when I started to look for all of the other things that cause disagreements, like all the things that tend to bring people together and see like understand each other. And usually my goal is less about changing people's mind, because that takes a while. Usually a better goal, which I think does lead to changing minds anyway, is understanding. For the most part, I guess that might be like the second thing, is like making the goal understanding, mutual understanding, especially mutual understanding. That's another really important aspect to it too. And one thing that I've come to understand is that everyone, this is going to sound really weird, everyone's being logical.
Whoa, I disagree with you right there.
I know you do.
In a
Yeah,
great
you have
way.
good fucking reasons to too.
Yeah.
So I say everyone's being logical, not that their logic is perfect, but that there is a logic. There's some logic going on.
Whoa, I disagree with you so much right there. Because when I talk to people, it's usually all the way down feelings, their personal experience, and that's illogical.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that also is true. Both of these things can be true at the same time.
Yeah. And if somebody needs explanation on why personal experience is illogical, they can mic up and ask me, and I can explain.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and I actually like we probably have similar enough experiences. Like I think I know what you're talking about when
Yeah.
like it like literally just like logic shuts down. Like yeah. When I say that everyone's being logical, I think a good way of looking at it is emotions are very much a compass. They're like the thing that motivates us to think in a certain direction.
Mhm.
But oftentimes the way that there's a lot of like fallacies going on and shit. Like I'm not going to deny that.
Mhm.
But there's a logical structure that's good enough for that person to hold on to. Even when they're contradicting themselves and shit like that, a lot of times they don't even like really recognize they're contradicting themselves, or a lot of times they're just like so lost in the sauce of debate that like they don't even really fucking care. A lot of times they're doing a bad job at advocating for themselves. And so while in their speech there might be contradictions, in their mind there often aren't contradictions. So a lot of the difficulty is kind of helping people sort of advocate for themselves so that I can have a better understanding of where they're coming from.
Mhm.
That way I have a better understanding of like what it is that I'm dealing with, and like basically the question that I ask myself is, why does this make sense to you? And there's always some answer. It's not always the best answer, but there's always an answer that is like pretty satisfying.
Yeah, and the answer is usually, as you yourself know, is just like literally their own feelings and whatever their parents and their surroundings told them at childhood, right? A lot of people don't even like think about what they believe in, if it's true or false. And a lot of people, and you can see it sometimes, like especially if you hang out in this specific chat room for a while, you'll see how people just make shit up out of their ass, and you can see like despite the camera is not being on, you can see and hear it happening. They're just gonna make shit up out of their ass, obviously without evidence, and just to support their vibes, literally just to support their vibes.
I'm literally going through this in the side chat right now.
Yeah.
The person admitted that we are literally enslaving individuals, and the next thing they wrote to me, but why do you guys think it's bad? like, like I don't know, bro. I don't know how to go from there. But like, slavery bad. What can I say?
Yeah.
Putting a bullet in somebody's head and then killing them is a peaceful way to kill them.
Yeah.
But not even that. In like, even if it's humane or whatever the fuck they're saying in the side chat, they like I asked them, is slavery bad? Question mark. After they said yes, we are in fact enslaving them.
I have a question for, I don't want to say your name wrong, Felix.
Yeah, what's up?
And anyone can answer this, but like, what's everyone's stance on pets?
Don't buy them. Wait, what was it? What's the famous quote?
Adopt, don't shop.
Yeah, that's the one.
Adopt, don't shop. I like that one too. Yeah.
I would add like more criteria to it. I would say either make them part of your family and care for them as much as you care for family, or don't bother.
Yeah.
That's why I don't have pets. I cannot take care of anybody.
The same criteria we have for adopting children should also be made for adopting animals.
Yeah.
But more, because the fucking animals will never grow out of being dumbasses who's trying to kill themselves all the time, right? So the animal will never grow out of that phase. A child will at some point.
Oh yeah, and they grow to like the age of 25 and stuff. So you have a literally, you know.
Like if you get a cockatoo, for instance, that is going to be a toddler for the rest of their lives. They're gonna be as smart and as susceptible to injury and shit for the rest of their lives, literally. So, you know.
There you go, Salami. You still haven't answered my question. If like slavery is bad.
So, Neil, I do remember reading this, right? I didn't add it to my, I do have it on the back end on in the links that I should dive into more. The literally half of the time, they didn't even know how many grams for protein per kilogram of body weight. Literally most of the time it's not reported. So this meta-analysis is really shit at getting to the conclusions that it got to, right? I do remember reading it, but literally they can't even tell us. It could be that the populations in this, like the populations that just like generally get less protein are bringing this meta-analysis down into oblivion. That's why they can't actually say this without caveating that they do. It's the protein content probably wasn't comparable, because it is true, and vegans, I implore you to not do this, that vegans generally get less protein if they're not like diligent about it, if they're not like acting specifically to include more protein in their diet, right? So vegans, for the love of God, please include more protein in your diet, so that the next time that there is like some kind of epidemiological research or something like that, or an RCT or whatever that you might be participating in, that you are like, you know, that you don't have sarcopenia and you're like muscly and shit. But I don't think they can get, because there is no, in most cases, the protein content of the diet per kilogram of body weight wasn't reported. Look at it. In most cases, it wasn't fucking reported. Because of that, I don't think they can reach this conclusion that compared with animal protein, plant protein resulted in lower muscle mass. Right? Because they have like so many studies that literally didn't report on that. Those could be bringing it down, because vegans sometimes also go on vibes, right? Just like literally for the first 3 or 4 years of veganism, I wasn't looking at protein. I didn't give a shit about protein. I was just literally eating salads and bread. For real. I was eating probably so little protein, holy shit. All right? And so when it's not reported, in case of so many of them, I've just like kept wondering, right? But I do need to dive deeper into it, because in some cases, they didn't report it, and yet they done DEXA? Some researchers too fucking stupid. So I don't think this is a good meta-analysis that can reach those conclusions, frankly. Unless what they're talking about is like habitual. And then, yeah, I agree with them, of course. Vegans that don't prioritize protein bringing us down, especially since there are so many raw vegans out there who like definitely deprioritize protein by the nature of their stupid diet. Yeah. It's unfortunate that this kind of thing exists, because then you have to like go into methodology and like break it down and just show people that it's like it's like so problematic. There was no pooled effect. I don't know how you can pool any effect, since like more than half of the studies, the protein intake wasn't even reported. It's just like silly. Right? So problematic. Yeah. Like, if you take a bunch of people who eat 0.6 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight, the way I used to eat probably, right? I haven't even looked at it, but, you know, I haven't entered into a chronometer or something like that, right? Do I need to post my hypertrophy list? Yeah, well, Tom, that would be an anecdote, so... but yeah, like, if you're comparing somebody who habitually eats 0.6 grams of protein per kilogram, and you compare them to somebody who's like, yeah, let's face it, in animal diets, they just like smash protein in their face most of the time, right? if you compare it to somebody who's probably habitually gets like 1.1, 1.2 grams of protein into their diet, yeah, you're going to find differences there. And so, yeah, it's a bit of a bad meta-analysis, in my opinion. The methodology was kind of weird. They should have separated into reported and not reported, and should have compared just the reported ones. Maybe they did, right? I need to read into it. I'm also not much of a science guy. Okay.
It's a funny book.
Okay, it just sounds like I need to get on with my life right now, because I gotta go do some shit, guys. All right. So, yeah, I do have it somewhere, but let me keep this one and put it in my links. That's just fine. So I'm just gonna read it. I think I do have it somewhere. It's fine. Just put it whatever. I do think I have it somewhere. Why is it as a button? That's weird. Weird as fuck. Anyways, I guess I will read it. I guess I'm gonna ask people who are smarter than me to do it as well. Yeah, what are you giving me? I really got a pee tone. It's unfair of you to give me something right before I'm going. Cause I gotta fucking pee. Yeah. So another thing to check, I guess. I think I do have it, but it's from 2020. We since then have like such good recipes as well that like really compare. That's okay. Well, now you're just being cruel. Not gonna lie. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go. Definitely. I hope I'll see you tomorrow if I'm. If I want to do something. Oh, we have the thing to read, aren't we? We're still reading the Peter white paper. So we're gonna do that. Yeah, see you next time, guys.